Portugal in what was a poor game. Ball is out of side down this near side. It will be a throw-in to England, deep inside their own half, down their right-hand side. And probably most people's favourites, I would have said at the moment, Spain, for their performances so far in this tournament. And a 2-1 again, a dramatic one there. Late victory in extra time. They are led by a goal to nil. Late equaliser for the Germans to take it into extra time, and the Spanish getting that very, very late goal to win by 2-1. They have it, the Swiss, down this near side, just retreating back towards the edge of their own penalty area, and it goes back to Son with the goalkeeper. He's in all in bright yellow this afternoon. Takes a couple of touches just to the right of his penalty spot, plays it up towards that far side. Long ball forward now for the Swiss down that right hand side. It's controlled beautifully on the halfway line by Freuler as well. Just holds the ball up, looking for a little bit of a run from somebody behind him, and in the end he just holds it up and then plays it back towards the edge of his own penalty area to Kanji. Long ball forward towards the halfway line. It's loose inside the centre circle. It's the Swiss who come away with it. It's looped out towards this near side, controlled well by Rodriguez, and then in the end touched off by a bit, so back towards Akanji. Akanji, of course, just the one Manchester City player in this Swiss team, peppered with City players. This England team, of course, with John Stones and Kyle Walker at the back. Phil Foden, of course, as well. Ball goes out of play over on the far side. It's going to be a throw into the Swiss on the halfway line. It's going to be taken by their number 19, Dan and Doi. Plays for Bologna in Serie A in Italy. 3 minutes played here in Dusseldorf. Early possession with the Swiss. Doi rides a challenge well. Loops it over towards this near side, towards Ibiza. It's got a little bit too much on it. Ibiza can't control it anyway. Stuck his foot out, but it was just had a little bit too much height on it. Early throw here for England. And it'll be taken by Kyle Walker just a few yards inside the Swiss half, down the right-hand side. Infield to Kobbie Mainoo, back inside the centre circle to John Stones. Stones plays it low towards the left-hand side. Here's Bellingham deep just outside the centre circle for England. Pokes it back towards John Stones again. Will England let the handbrake off this afternoon? Here's Phil Foden, central inside the Swiss half, out towards this right-hand touchline, and Bukayo Saka in a more defensive role this afternoon. Infield to Kobbie Mainoo, square to Declan Rice. Rice turns the favour, back to Mainoo again. Low ball right-footed out towards the inside, level with the edge of the penalty area is Arsenal's Bukayo Saka. Shepherded by two Swiss players. England still have possession, but they're retreating back towards the halfway line. Declan Rice has it just outside the centre circle. Forward again, that inside right position, and Phil Foden. Walker, low ball to Bukayo Saka again. He'll try again down this right-hand side for England. Cuts inside. There's a ball to the left with his left foot, which goes over everybody, including Trippier, who'd arrived late at the far post, and it's behind it. It's a goal kick to the Swiss. 4 minutes played here in Dusseldorf. England 0, Switzerland 0. Played out towards Akanji, just on the edge of his penalty area. Just closed down by Phil Foden, plays it up towards the right-hand side. It then goes back to the goalkeeper from Fabian Schär, who of course will be familiar with Premier League followers, of course. Newcastle United. Schär has it again. Plays it low forward. A little bit of space this time for the Swiss. And there's a ball out towards this near side. It's a good one as well. Ibiza's onto this one for Switzerland. And Kyle Walker's fallen over. Ball towards the edge of the penalty. There's a decent one flicked on, and it is cleared by Kyle Walker out towards his near side. It will be, by John Stones I should say, it will be a throw into the Swiss. Early warning there for Gareth Southgate's men. It was a ball inside the penalty area, flicked on, or attempted flick on by Freuler. Nobody there to get on the end of it. Ball's gone out of play down this near side. It's actually come off a Swiss player, so it will be an England throw in. 5 minutes played here in Dusseldorf, and it's Kyle Walker to take it midway inside the England half, down this right hand side. Finds Kobbie Mainoo, gets the ball back, goes out of play again, throw in exactly the same position as the previous one, and again Kyle Walker will take it. Never made a major semi-final, the Swiss, Euros or World Cup. Kyle Walker throws it back towards the right hand side of his penalty area, has it again, goes back to the goalkeeper Jordan Pickford I should say, and he plays it low out towards that far side. Konza has it, Konza in field towards Kobbie Mainoo, brings the ball forward now towards the halfway line, inside the centre circle now to Bellingham. Bellingham really deep at the moment, inside his own half, bats to John Stones, out towards the near side, Kyle Walker, inside right position, inside the England half, plays it over the halfway line towards Phil Foden. Foden towards Bukayo Saka down the line. It's gone out of play, but it's come off a Swiss player. Bukayo Saka takes a quick throw, throws it back inside his own half to Kyle Walker, square towards his left-hand side, and John Stones, who finds Ezri Konza. I don't know if the nerves have shaken off yet for Konza. Biggest match of his life, surely, just his 6th England cap this afternoon. Out towards the near side, a little bit of space now for Bukayo Saka. Can he make a run towards the edge of the penalty area for England? Infield to Foden, stretching, just about gets hold of it, plays it back towards Kobbie Mainoo, square towards his left-hand side. Declan Rice picks it up just outside the centre circle inside the Swiss half, finds Bellingham in front of him. He finds Trippier, back towards Bellingham again. Bellingham cuts infield, he's central now inside the Swiss half, out towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Can Bukayo Saka control it? He can. He makes his way outside of the penalty area just to keep hold of it and keep it in play. Back towards Kyle Walker. Low ball into the box from Kyle Walker. Clear by Akanji, out of play, but there's an offside flag up down this near side, and it will be a free kick to the Swiss. And I assume it was Bukayo Saka who was offside. Indeed it was, just looking at a replay, but just strayed a little bit earlier. A little bit too early there, the Arsenal winger. And it's a free kick to the Swiss, which they've already taken. Sommer low ball out, but Granit Xhaka, of course, in that midfield for Switzerland, been so impressive in this tournament. And playing locking horns and going up against head-to-head with the man who replaced him, of course, in that Arsenal midfield. Declan Rice back to Sommer again for the Swiss. Low ball out this time is a decent one. It is the aforementioned Granit Xhaka out towards this near side, the long-haired Bitch, a long ball forward down the left-hand side. Kyle Walker clears towards the halfway line, but it's only found a red shirt. The Swiss will come again, and it's a Bitch now infield inside the centre circle. It's with Granit Xhaka again. Freuler out towards the right-hand side, right-hand touchline, and Ndoye is over there for the Swiss, looking to make a run down the right-hand side, and a good run it is down towards the dead ball line. It's a beautifully cut back ball, and Kobbie Mainoo puts it out of play for a throw-in right next to the corner flag. Good defensive work from the Manchester United player, but the Swiss just starting to find their feet inside this first 10 minutes. It will be a throw-in pretty much level with the edge of the penalty area, and Ndoye takes it, gets the ball back on the touchline over on that far side. Got 3 England players around him, and in the end the Swiss have had to work it back down the right-hand touchline, and Akanji now picks it up just outside the centre circle for Switzerland. Makes his way towards the left-hand side, leaves it now for Ibiza, and he finds Rodriguez behind him. Rodriguez is retreating under a bit of pressure from Harry Kane, might go all the way back to Sommer, the goalkeeper. No, they work it towards the right-hand side, and Fabian Schär for the Swiss. Forward down the line towards Ryder, the number 26 for Switzerland. Here's Akanji again. Akanji can bring this ball forward towards the halfway line. Here's Granit Xhaka inside the centre circle, plays it back inside his own half to Akanji. Square towards his right-hand side, and Fabian Schär goes for the long diagonal ball out towards his near side. He's looking for the run of Vargas. Can he keep this ball in, go down towards the corner flag? Yes, he can. Holds this one up. There's the cross towards the far post. It's a decent one as well. Headed clear towards the right-hand side of the penalty area, but the Swiss will come again. Will they get the cross in? It's picked up by Freuler now, just on the right-hand corner of the penalty area. In comes the cross, left-footed. It's a decent one. John Stones heads it clear for England. It's bouncing there just inside the D, and the Swiss are first to every second ball at the moment. They've made the better start here in Dusseldorf. Still goalless as we approach the... we're just inside the 10th minute now here in Dusseldorf, but it's all Switzerland possession at the moment. Ibiza now down this near side, midway inside the England half. Finds Xhaka, who finds Rodriguez towards his left-hand side. Rodriguez slows it down to walking pace, back out towards the left-hand touchline again, and Vargas goes in field again to Xhaka. Just playing those pretty little triangles at the moment, the Swiss. They're just holding it up midway inside the England half. Granit Xhaka just turns and then decides to go back to Akanji just outside the centre circle. Everybody now bar Sommer inside the England half. England really, really deep, dropping back out towards Fabian Schär now. And Schär goes down the line towards Ryder, out towards the touchline. It's back in field to Freuler again. All Switzerland at the moment. Lovely ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Mbolo has it. Mbolo inside the penalty area. Challenge comes in from Stones, and in the end, it's put behind for a goal kick. I think it came off of Mbolo, who lost his footing just inside that penalty area, under pressure from John Stones. Managed to get a foot to it. Looking at a replay, it might possibly an offside actually. When he first was given that ball inside the penalty area, just looking at a replay of it, he was in an England sandwich between Declan Rice and John Stones, and in the end just lost his footing, and the ball went behind for a goal kick to England. Long ball forward then by Jordan Pickford. The ball is loose midway inside the Switzerland half. Foden knocks it out towards the far side, and Trippier infielder Declan Rice just stretching with the right leg, manages to get hold of it, looks towards his right side, finds Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo leaves it for Walker now. He's dead central inside the Swiss half, looks towards the right hand side, and there he is, Bukayo Saka. Saka back in field to Kyle Walker, finds Declan Rice. A little bit of possession this for England, just getting a foothold in the game. It's been all Switzerland in the first 10 minutes, and now we find everybody bar the England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford inside the Swiss half. England just slowing it down to walking pace, back inside the centre circle now. It's that cautious football that we've become accustomed to under Gareth Southgate for England. It's paid dividends so far with a World Cup semi-final appearance and a Euro final appearance, but the England fans wanting more from this, particularly this tournament, Euro 2024, which could well be Gareth Southgate's last. It could well be his last game today, of course, his 100th game in charge of England. If England were to lose this game and find themselves out of Euro 2024, they still have possession, but they're still on the halfway line. They've not made tracks at all, and in fact they're back inside their own half now. It's with John Stones just outside the centre circle. Stones has got Kyle Walker towards his right hand side. He's got Konsa towards his left. Konsa just looking to get a few touches of the ball early on just to shake off the nerves, which no doubt the Aston Villa defender will have. They've gone all the way back to Pickford, England. 12 minutes played here in Dusseldorf. Pickford kicks long towards the halfway line. Bellingham picks it up just outside the centre circle, works his way towards the left hand side and finds Trippier. Trippier brings it over the halfway line, then goes back infield. And then comes that diagonal ball from Kane, who dropped deep out towards his near side. Pinpoint accuracy as well by Harry Kane. And here's Bukayo Saka making a run towards the right side of the penalty area. Decides to leave it for Kyle Walker. Might have been better going for a continued run there. Saka, he gets the ball back, finds Foden. Foden retreating slightly, finds Declan Rice towards the left hand side. And here's Trippier. Trippier 35 yards from goal. Back to Foden, central inside the Swiss half. They're working it from left to right this time. And Kobbie Mainoo picks it up. Low ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Bellingham can't get the ball out from under his feet. In the end he does. It's not a great ball though by the Real Madrid man. And Switzerland clear towards the halfway line. England will come again though through Declan Rice. Rice forward to Mainoo. Mainoo back to Rice again, and England again retreating back towards the halfway line inside the centre circle now with John Stones. He's got Kyle Walker in the inside right position, and out hugging the touchline down this right hand side is Bukayo Saka. Saka makes a run down towards the dead ball line. Can he cut this ball back? There's the lofted cross headed clear by the Swiss towards the edge of the penalty area. Declan Rice tries a shot. It's taken a deflection off of a Swiss player, and the Swiss have cleared it out of play. Down this near side is a throw into England deep inside the Switzerland half, down the right hand side, and Bukayo Saka I think is going to leave this one for Kyle Walker. Indeed he is. Saka with the holy socks. Never quite understood that one. Somebody may explain it to me one day. Throw in then to England. Kyle Walker to take it. Phil Foden's come across with the long sleeves. He's found the Manchester City man, who retreats back down the right hand side for England, then cuts infield and low ball back towards the halfway line. Inside that centre circle is Ezri Konsa. Konsa's got well, he's under a little bit of pressure from Bolo. He's gone all the way back to Pickford. I don't think he was under that much pressure that he needed to go back to the Everton goalkeeper, but he has. Pickford takes a couple of touches just outside the D. And just decides to go square instead of hitting it long towards Stones. Stones out towards his near side to his Manchester City teammate Kyle Walker. Ball down the line to Bukayo Saka. Not a great ball by Saka, but it eventually finds Kyle Walker, the intended recipient. Swung out towards that left-hand side. Nice ball by Phil Foden to Trippier. Now this is better from England. Can they insert some pace? No, they can't. They slow it down to walking pace. And in fact, the flag is up. Down this near side, we're a quarter of an hour in here in Dusseldorf, and if you were hoping more than anything else for a more explosive England performance the first 15 minutes, certainly more explosive performance than the 4 games we've seen so far in this tournament, then I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed with the first 15 minutes. The Swiss, who on paper, when you look at it, when you look at the names in the team sheets, shouldn't be a match for this England team, but they're as good as a match, if not more than a match for this England team thus far. Free kick to the Swiss over on the far side. They've gone back to the goalkeeper Jan Sommer. He plays it out towards Rodriguez. Swiss with the Spanish name back towards the edge of the penalty area, and Akanji brings it forward under no pressure at all from England player, just slows it down to walking pace and then clips one out towards that far side. It's a poor one from Akanji straight to an England player. Now can England take advantage of this, making a run down the left hand side, low ball into the box towards Harry Kane as his back to goal just inside the penalty area, lays it back to Kobbie Mainoo. Shot hits a Swiss defender, cleared out towards that left hand side. Declan Rice picks it up, left hand corner of the penalty area, tries to clip a cross in, and in the end the ball's come off of Harry Kane, I think it is, and it's gone behind. It's a goal kick to England. Harry Kane is complaining about something here. I don't know if thought he was fouled inside that penalty area. There was a coming together as Kane hit the ball out of play with Fabian Schär, I think it was. Let's just look at a replay of this. I'm not quite sure what Kane's wanting there. Indeed, it was Fabian Schär. Schär just came across and his foot is slightly high. I wouldn't say it wasn't at waist height from the Newcastle United defender. but poor from Akanji, which is unusual for him. He had the ball just outside his own penalty and just clipped the ball forward to Declan Rice, and suddenly England were in business here. It was laid back towards Kobbie Mainoo on the edge of the penalty. It was a good block actually from I think it was Rodriguez who got the blocking. Long ball forward now for the Swiss. That's going to bounce a couple of times and go through to Jordan Pickford. Pickford has the ball just inside his penalty area and was waving his England defenders forward, but in the end he just bowls it out towards the left-hand side anyway, and Konsa turns, goes back to Jordan Pickford again, just on the left-hand corner of his 6-yard area, takes one touch, kicks long left-footed towards the halfway line. There's the header down, and Granit Xhaka now has it inside the centre circle for Switzerland. Back to Fabian Schär. He turns and goes back to the goalkeeper, who retreats back inside his penalty area. First time ball back out towards Fabian Schär over on that far side, which is the only area of the pitch not in shadow. Blazing sunshine here. Here come England now with Kobbie Mainoo towards the edge of the penalty area, but the challenge comes in and the ball trickles back towards the Swiss goalkeeper Jan Sommer. Successful season, of course, for him. Inter Milan in Serie A, running away with the Italian league this year. 19 points, ended up winning it by. Out to Rodriguez now down this near side for Switzerland. Goes back towards the edge of his 18-yard line again to Akanji. He'll be looking for a better ball out of defence than his previous one when he gifted England possession through Declan Rice. Finds Rodriguez again down this near side, number 13 for Switzerland. Under a bit of pressure from Phil Foden, goes back to the Manchester City defender. They've worked it out again towards Rodriguez down this near side. The Swiss very comfortable on the ball are the Swiss, as they win a free kick just on the halfway line. Across comes the referee. Players got to be careful, of course, as I mentioned earlier, on these yellow cards. That is one of the pitfalls, of course, of tournament football, picking up these yellow cards and being suspended for future knockout games if you do proceed to the next round, of course. The likes of Kobbie Mainoo, Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham got to be careful for England, and likewise for Granit Xhaka and Freuler for the Swiss, as the Swiss come forward now towards the edge of the penalty area, and Bolo has it, ball back inside the penalty area, looking to find Freuler, who continued his run. England just about get it clear. In fact, they win a free kick. That's a strong challenge, a 2 strong challenge by Freuler and on John Stones, and England have a free kick inside their own penalty area. Both of the quarter-finals in Euro 2024 so far have gone to extra time, of course. They've gone the distance. One of them going to penalties. One of them was only a minute or so away from going to penalties, of course. That late Spanish victory, late goal against Germany, knocking the hosts out. Whoever won that game was always likely to be the favourites for the tournament going forward. And I think unless England put in some performance this afternoon, and I don't think that's going to change. Bellingham now coming forward inside the Swiss half, feeds Bukayo Saka, who was caught napping there, really. Just wanted too much time on the ball, the Arsenal man, and the Swiss have possession again, and they'll play this out of defence. Kanji plays it long in the end under pressure towards the halfway line. John Stones heads it forward to Kobbie Mainoo, volleys it back towards the halfway line, and Kyle Walker just to the right of the centre circle turns and then plays it towards Phil Foden inside right position. He's got Bukayo Saka ahead of him. Kobbie Mainoo joins him. He's been lively inside the first 20 minutes for England, I would say. One of a few bright sparks out there. Didn't start, of course, first couple of games. First of all, it was Trent Alexander-Arnold. That didn't work out. Conor Gallagher came in. That lasted 45 minutes. In came Kobbie Mainoo, and Kobbie Mainoo has managed to retain his place in this England lineup. Declan Rice finds Trippier over on the far side. England, they're retreating back towards the halfway line. It's inside the centre circle again with Kyle Walker. Brings it over the halfway line to the right of the centre circle, and low ball out towards Bukayo Saka down this near side. Can Saka take on? No, he can't. I thought he might have taken on a ditcher down that right hand side. England have gone back again towards the halfway line inside the centre circle with Declan Rice. Worth noting, of course, the French performances so far this England. Just break off a minute because Bukayo Saka is inside the penalty area, cuts it across the 6-yard area. Nobody there in a white shirt, and it's put behind, I think, for the first corner of the afternoon. It was a lovely ball forward. Did Bukayo Saka beat the offside trap this time? We might just have been offside. He wasn't flagged offside. Long ball looped over the top, controlled it beautifully inside the penalty area, squared it across the 6-yard area. Nobody there in a white shirt to put it into the back of the net. It deserved a finish, that cross from Bukayo Saka, but England do have the first corner of the afternoon, and it comes in the 21st minute from this right-hand side. And it's going to be taken by Kieran Trippier. Just places the ball down inside the quadrant. Stones is up there, Bellingham is there, Short one for Saka if he wants to go. Drills it in, right-footed. And there's a header there which goes well over the bar from Harry Kane. Disappointing from the England captain, but there was a flag up anyway. I'm not entirely sure why, but it's gone behind anyway for a goal kick. And we are approaching the midway point of the first half. England 0, Switzerland 0. It has been disappointing. I was just mentioning the French some time ago because we did wonder whether the French were going to click into gear against Portugal last night. They're another team who we expected so much more and haven't really delivered in this tournament, but the same applied again. Now here's Bellingham on the edge of the penalty area for England. Closed down quickly by 2-3 Swiss defenders, tries to square it towards Phil Foden, but only finds a red shirt, and the Swiss can bring this one clear. Good hold up play by Mbolo, but he had nobody for support there, and in the end he slipped. Wanted a free kick. He wasn't going to get it, the Monaco man, and England have it again now on the halfway line. Worked out towards the left hand side, and Trippier back towards the halfway line. England have a free kick because Bellingham's gone down under a challenge from Mbolo. I think was frustrated he didn't get a free kick previously, but I thought he slipped on the halfway line as he was trying to hold that ball up. He was waiting for support to arrive and desperate to win the ball back, just went in too strong in the back of the Real Madrid superstar Bellingham, and England have a free kick on the halfway line. We are now at the midway point here in Dusseldorf. England 0, Switzerland 0. Free kick then probably about 10 yards in from the left-hand touchline and about 15 yards inside the Swiss half. Trippier and Phil Foden behind it for England. They're holding a high line here, the Swiss, just outside the D on the edge of the penalty area. It's going to be the left foot of Foden. It's not a great one. I think it's gone straight behind for a goal kick. Oh, did Bukayo Saka keep that one in? He may just have kept it in. Saka, no, he didn't. It is behind it. It's a goal kick to England. Disappointing delivery from Phil Foden. He's not managed to reach the heights. Player of the year, of course, in the Premier League this season, and well deserved as well. Fantastic season he's had for Manchester City. Just a confirmation that ball did go out. Looking at a replay of it as Bukayo Saka tried to keep it in play, going down towards the byline. Akanji has it on the edge of his 6-yard area, fed by Sommer. Back to the goalkeeper again, clips it out towards Rodriguez down his side on the left-hand side of the Swiss penalty area. Back to Akanji again, takes one touch and then kicks long towards the halfway line. It'll reach a Swiss player, played forward down this near side. It's won the chase, but it's not going to be picked up by Vargas. It's too far in front of him, and John Stones turns and plays it back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford inside the penalty area, flips one out towards this near side, controlled on the chest by Kyle Walker. Closed down quickly, plays it down the line to Phil Foden. Foden back down the line, and England again retreating back inside their own penalty area, as with John Stones now on the right hand corner of the England penalty area. Plays it long towards the halfway line. Bellingham flicks it on and he finds a red shirt, and here come the Swiss now towards the edge of the England penalty area. Here's an opportunity inside the penalty area. Shot comes in and it's cleared by England towards the edge of the penalty area, but the Swiss will come again. Granit Xhaka 30 yards from goal, just holds the ball up, looks towards his left hand side, has to play it back in the end towards Rodriguez. Rodriguez in the inside left position for the Swiss inside the England half. Feet Xhaka again, now out towards Abicha now down this near side, and again they go back towards Granit Xhaka. Xhaka forward towards Mbolo, clipped out towards this near side. There's the return ball inside the penalty area, and it's gone back to Jordan Pickford. First time clearance by the Everton goalkeeper, but the Swiss will come again as Akanji picks it up on the halfway line. Out towards Rodriguez then, down this near side again for Switzerland. England had a good spell, sort of 7-8 minutes previously, but the Swiss coming again now. Here's Rodriguez. Looks for the ball down the line. Does he know he plays back in field to Granit Xhaka? And Xhaka turns and plays it back to Akanji. What a season Granit Xhaka and Bayer Leverkusen have had in Germany, almost going the entire season unbeaten. Of course, just that one defeat. Here come the Swiss again. Vargas now rides one challenge, can't ride a second. Kobbie Mainoo brings it clear. Kobbie Mainoo's brought down. That'll be a free kick to England just outside their own penalty area. He clashed with Granit Xhaka. Xhaka too keen to win that ball back for Switzerland. He's got to be careful, as I mentioned, the Swiss captain. In a tangle with Kobbie Mainoo. Free kick to England. And a little bit of respite, really, because the Swiss have had the better of it again the last 3 or 4 minutes. These stats so far, by the way, the possession stats. What do we play? 25, nearly 26 minutes here in Dusseldorf. And it's 55-45 in favour of England. The stats on us had it about 50-50, but England have had the better of it. And that's probably due to that sort of 7 or 8 minutes that they had previously when they did have the better bit and they were camped inside the Swiss half without really doing a great deal. Back to Pickford. Clears long, left-footed towards the halfway line, headed out towards that far side for Switzerland, just about kept in play as well by the Swiss as they venture now down the England left-hand side. It's gone out of play, is it? It will be an England throw, which Kieran Trippier wants to take. He wants to take it quickly. He does take it quickly, and he throws it back to Ezri Konsa. He's not put a foot wrong so far, Ezri Konsa. Finds Declan Rice, back to John Stones inside the D. Goes back out again towards Konsa, down the line to Bellingham, who's come deep. Bellingham just holds it up, then plays it back to Declan Rice. Rice has been so deep in this tournament for England. Very different to the role that he'd been playing, particularly towards the latter stages of the Premier League season for Arsenal. Bellingham brings it over the halfway line. He's got Harry Kane in field. Goes to Declan Rice there, who has ventured forward this time, about 40 yards from goal. Declan Rice in field to Kobbie Mainoo. Back to Rice again. Kai Walker screaming for it in the inside right position, and that's who he goes to. There's the low ball to Phil Foden forward. Back in field again to Declan Rice. Central inside the Swiss half. Back towards Konsa. Now Declan Rice, certainly seen plenty of the ball, the ex-West Ham man. Flipped forward by Kyle Walker again towards the right-hand side of the penalty area, looking for Bukayo Saka. Saka inside the penalty area, does really well. Can he cut that ball back? He can, but it's cleared by, in the end, Akanji. Gets it clear for Switzerland. A couple of times he's done that though. Bukayo Saka got down towards that dead ball line, cut the ball back up, but on both occasions he's only found a red shirt there. Akanji using all that experience for the Swiss. He brought the ball down beautifully actually on the edge of the on the right hand side of the penalty area, and he was strong. Bukayo Saka shook off Ibiza and then just played it back from the byline towards the 6-yard area, and there was Akanji to get the ball clear for Switzerland, who have themselves a throw in deep inside their own half in their left back position. Rodriguez will take this one for Switzerland. Gets the ball back, clears long. Has the ball gone out of play? It has. Flag is up down this near side. That'll be an England throw, I think. Indeed it will. Rodriguez thought he kept the ball in play, just allowed the ball to bounce towards the edge of the line, and looking at it, I'm not entirely sure he's got that one right, but anyway, throw into England, level with the edge of the Switzerland penalty area. Thrown back towards the halfway line to John Stones, infield to Declan Rice, just outside the centre circle. He's got Konsa towards his left-hand side. That's who he's found out towards Trippier on that left-hand touchline. First time ball forward by Trippier towards the edge of the Swiss penalty area is headed clear. Rice will pick it up 45 yards from goal, finds Kyle Walker inside right position, out towards Bukayo Saka. He seems to be the danger man so far for England. Infield to Kobbie Mainoo, feeds Phil Foden. Foden to Bellingham, back to goal just outside the D, turns. Can he get a shot in here? The Real Madrid man, he clips or attempts to clip it in. It hits Granit Xhaka just on the edge of the penalty area, and it will be England's second corner of the afternoon in the 30th minute. We're heading towards the half-hour mark here in Dusseldorf. Can England get their noses in front? They've certainly stepped it up the last 15 minutes or so. They have been the better team, without really creating an opportunity of sorts. Can they create something here from this set piece? Corner for Kieran Trippier to take. Bukayo Saka is over there if they want the short one. Forward is Ezri Konsa, John Stones, Bellingham in there as well. They're going to get on the end of this delivery from the Newcastle United man. He goes for the short one in the end to Bukayo Saka. Saka in field to Kobbie Mainoo. And he finds Phil Foden. They're retreating back towards the halfway line, and this is a wasted opportunity from England. In fact, they've gone all the way back to Pickford. They just had a corner, and they've gone all the way back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford kicks long out towards this near side, looking for Saka. Saka keeps the ball in play at the expense of possession because he just the ball had far too much height on it for Bukayo Saka. He managed to jump and just keep the ball in play, but all he did is head it towards the Swiss shirt, and the Swiss can bring it clear now over on the far side with Freuler. Back towards Fabian Schär. Granit Xhaka touches it off, back to Schär again. Schär just at walking pace brings this ball forward towards the halfway line for Switzerland. Clips it out now towards this near side. Acres of space for Rodriguez. Ricardo Rodriguez plays for Torino in Serie A. Of course, in Turin, far more known for the other team, of course, in that city, Juventus. Here come the Swiss down this left-hand side with the number 13, Rodriguez. Finds Ibiza, back out towards Rodriguez again. He goes in field to Ibiza. Now Akanji, camped inside the England half at the moment, the Swiss. Akanji out towards Fabian Schär. Low ball towards the edge of Spencer, and Mbolo has his back to goal. It's a nice ball as well back, almost finds Mbolo again. England have cleared towards the halfway line, and Akanji touches it off, goes back to the goalkeeper, well outside of his penalty area, touches it off back out towards Akanji over on that far side. 32 minutes played here in Dusseldorf, still England 0, Switzerland 0. It's been cagey, it's been tight, not much to choose between the two teams, and no real clear efforts on goal at the moment. Here's Switzerland down this left-hand side with Rodriguez. There's the cross left-footed towards the far post. He's got too much on it. It will be picked up though by a red shirt over on the far side with Ryder. There's the cross low this time, and it's cleared by Konza just outside of his 6-yard area, and England can run this ball clear with Bellingham over on the far side. What can Bellingham do? He continues his run, and he goes into the number 22 for Switzerland, Fabian Schär, who gets a yellow card for his troubles for blocking the England man. It was just a long clearance for England out of defence. Bellingham picked it up down the left-hand side and thought, why not? And he had the beating of Fabian Schär for pace, but Schär was not going to allow the Real Madrid man past him, and he's picked up a yellow card. He's not one of the Swiss players that's on a yellow card, by the way, so he won't be, should the Swiss advance to the semi-finals of Euro 2024, he wouldn't be suspended. But, England do have a free kick then on the halfway line, just a yard infield from the left-hand touchline. Kieran Trippier will take it. Plays it back inside his own half to Ezri Konza. It was a good clearance by Konza actually previous to that when the Swiss came forward. As Mbolo had his back to goal, went for the 1-2. Here's Kobbie Mainoo, nice turn on the halfway line now. Kobbie Mainoo, the space to run into, continuing his run towards the edge of the Swiss penalty area. Plays it towards the left-hand side there, comes across from Trippier. Did that hit a hand? No, according to the referee it didn't. Swiss have cleared towards the edge of the penalty area. It's loose there and it's there to be won, and in the end it's a free kick because down goes a Swiss player under the challenge, I think, of Kobbie Mainoo, and Switzerland have a free kick. It's Granit Xhaka, in fact, who's down. Cross comes our referee, Daniel Orsata, Italian. It was Trippier with the cross. Well, it did look as if it was, it did hit the hand of the Swiss player. It wasn't inside the penalty area. I'm not talking about a penalty here, but we're certainly talking about a free kick for England, which could have been in a dangerous position as Freuler put his arm up as he jumped to try and block that cross from Kieran Trippier. It certainly hit his arm. Referee allowed play to continue. The ball was then cleared towards the edge of the penalty area. Bukayo Saka battling with his ex-Arsenal teammate Granit Xhaka, bringing him down. Free kick to Switzerland, which they've already taken. They played it back to the goalkeeper, Sommer, out towards Akanji. Akanji plays it square towards Fabian Schär over on the inside right position for Switzerland. Forward towards the Bitcher, back towards the edge of the penalty area again, and Akanji. Akanji just takes a couple of touches to take it towards his right side, then brings it forward towards the halfway line. In fact, the Manchester City man is already over the halfway line. Good run by him, gets the ball back, he's continued his run, and a lovely ball down the right-hand side as well for the Manchester City defender. Then an awful cross from the right-hand side by the number 22, Fabian Schär, who got forward, and he was fed beautifully by Akanji. Actually, he was in acres of space. First time cross from him, high, wide, not particularly handsome behind, well over the bar towards our left-hand side, and it's a goal kick to England. We've got 10 minutes to play to half-time. It's still England 0, Switzerland 0, and it's been disappointing, as it was last night, of course. That poor match last night between France and Portugal. There was a lot of expectation to it. Again, two of the pre-tournament favourites locking horns in the quarter-finals, but very, very disappointing. But I think with 10 minutes to go to half-time, the Swiss will probably be happier, the happier of the two teams. Ball's gone out of play down this near side, and the Swiss have a throw, which Rodriguez is going to take on the halfway line, headed forward towards the edge of the England penalty area, and then a cushioned header by John Stones. Back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford standing on his penalty spot, bowls it out towards Konza, just left-hand corner of the penalty area, forward towards Declan Rice, out towards that left-hand touchline, and Kieran Trippier. Trippier attempts the ball down the line towards Jude Bellingham. It's cut out though, and Granit Xhaka has it on the halfway line for Switzerland. Stepping out of defence well is Konza to win the ball back for England, and he feeds Trippier over on that far side. This is better from England. Here's Bellingham, central inside the England half. If England are going to cause damage here, you feel that Bellingham is going to be central to it. Saka now over on this near side, cross, low ball in this time, goes all the way through to Sommer. Just evaded Jude Bellingham, who'd made a run inside the penalty area, got in front of the Swiss defender, but couldn't get a touch on that low ball in from Bukayo Saka, and it went through to the Swiss goalkeeper Jan Sommer. Here's Granit Xhaka. Makes a run towards the halfway line and then plays it back to Fabian Schär. Down the line to Ryder, midfield to Freuler. Freuler, one of a trio of players in this starting 11 for Switzerland that played for Bologna, who've had such a good season in the Italian league in Serie A. Back towards the halfway line again for the Swiss as they venture down the right-hand side for England, held up by Freuler. In field again towards Xhaka. Out towards the right-hand touchline again for Switzerland. It's all very pedestrian from Murat Yakin's men. England have had the better of it, but still awaiting that first big opportunity. Switzerland still with possession. They're not going anywhere. They're still in the middle of the park with Granit Xhaka. Low ball out towards Fabian Schär down the line again. Low ball towards the edge of the penalty area, and Bolo, it was attended from Bolo, but Bolo slipped and it went through in the end to John Stones. Out towards the right hand side of the penalty area, Kyle Walker clears out of play. It's a throw in to the Swiss down this near side, midway inside the England half, down the Swiss left hand side. Rodriguez is going to leave this one. In fact, Abic is going to take this one for the Swiss, and he throws it back to Rodriguez, who volleys it back towards Akanji, who turns and goes back to the goalkeeper Jan Sommer just outside the D. Low ball back out to Akanji down this near side. Akanji can bring this ball forward towards the halfway line for the Swiss. Here's Mbolo looking to get on the ball very deep on the halfway line for the Swiss. He's gone out of play. It's come off of the field. Phil Foden last, so it will be a throw in to the team in red. Good to see both teams wearing their home strips. It's so unusual in Euro 2024. You do find that pretty much most games, at least one of the teams is in a change strip. Rodriguez takes this throw in for Switzerland, gets the ball back. He's robbed a possession though by Phil Foden. Foden does really well, jinks in field, and then plays a really poor pass, which finds a red shirt. That was good from Phil Foden for a second. Forward now to Mbolo. Mbolo shakes off the challenge of Declan Rice and then plays it towards the right side and Freuler. Freuler in the inside right position, midway inside the England half. Out towards that right-hand touchline for the Swiss. They're level with the edge of the England penalty area now. Can they get the ball into the box? No, they can't. And that's gone behind for a goal kick. And Doyi was looking to go round Declan Rice, and he played the ball past the Arsenal man. Put too much on it, and it went behind for a goal kick. Jordan Pickford just placing the ball inside his 6-yard area here. Just a reminder of how things have gone so far for the Swiss. Started off with a 3-1 victory against Hungary, which many thought the Hungarians might advance from that group. They were the sort of dark horses, I think, in that group to get through the Hungarians. Then that 1-1 draw with Scotland, which kept Scotland, of course, in the competition. And then that 1-1 draw against Switzerland. It was a late equaliser against Germany. It was a late equaliser as well from the hosts, which if they hadn't got the Germans, they would have been in the other half of the draw. You would have seen Germany in this half of the draw, which seems to have been the favoured half of the draw, with the likes of Portugal, France, Spain, Germany, all in the other half. In this half, of course, just the two of the sort of so-called Big Eight of European football, England and the Netherlands, of course, who are in the fourth and final quarter-final later on this evening. 8 o'clock kickoff against surprise package Turkey, who put an end to Austria's tournament. And then, of course, for Switzerland, it was that 2-0 victory. That was their most impressive performance. Poor performance by the Italians, but a great performance by Murat Yakin's men to see off the reigning European champions, who beat the team that we're watching here now in that final, of course, 3 years ago, Euro 2020, which was played in 2021, of course, due to COVID restrictions, and Italy winning that one on penalties. England playing the ball out of defence. Kyle Walker now brings it over the halfway line to the right of the centre circle. We're inside the last 5 minutes of the first half. Plays 1-2 between himself and Phil Foden, then finds Declan Rice towards his left-hand side, just outside the centre circle inside the Swiss half. Back in field again to Kyle Walker with an odd ball back out towards the left-hand side. Luckily, Declan Rice had his wits about him and headed it back towards Ezri Konsa inside his own half. It was an odd ball by a looped ball, really, by Kyle Walker. England retreating again, back inside their own half. John Stones turns, thinks about going back to Jordan Pickford. He does more than just think about it, he does it. Back towards the Everton goalkeeper. Low ball out towards the left-hand side of his penalty area, and Ezri Konsa returns the favour, goes back to Jordan Pickford again. Low ball out towards Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo has to go back to Jordan Pickford. They're doing well here, actually, the Swiss. They pushed up here just to push England back, and England can't really get themselves out at the end. In the end, they have to go long through Konza towards the halfway line. There's the header down by the Swiss back inside the England half. Only finds Declan Rice though. England have it again, but they're inside their own half over on the far side. Trippier infield to Rice. Rice back to Konza again. Midway inside the England half. Infield to Kobbie Mainoo. Can he make a run forward inside the England half? He decides to go back to John Stones though. England working it from left to right. Kyle Walker infield to Phil Foden, talk forward towards Kobbie Mainoo inside the centre circle, the Manchester United man, and he finds Jude Bellingham over on that far side. Back in field to Declan Rice, just touches it off, leaves it to the Real Madrid men. England with possession, but they're just almost like a training session, just playing it around the midfield at the moment. Back out towards this near side towards Bukayo Saka, who has been the danger man, I feel, for England in this first half, with a couple of runs he's made down that right-hand side, cutting balls back from the dead ball line. Couldn't find a white shirt on either occasion. Here's Phil Foden now. Trippier. Back in field to Declan Rice, 45 yards from goal, just to left of centre. Under a little bit of pressure from Granit Xhaka, goes back towards the halfway line. John Stones, who plays a low ball out towards this near side again. And Bukayo Saka. Saka midway inside the Swiss half, infield to Kobbie Mainoo. Touches it off to Kyle Walker. Walker just holds the ball up and then looks out towards the right-hand side again, where he finds Kobbie Mainoo. A couple of minutes to go to half-time. Still goalless here in Dusseldorf. Saka tries a shot, hits a Swiss player, cleared up towards the near side, thrown for England on the halfway line down their right-hand side. Just hit Fabian Schär, that low ball. I didn't think it was going to trouble Yann Sommer, that shot from Bukayo Saka. England have played it back inside their own half. John Stones forward to Declan Rice inside the centre circle, brings the ball over the halfway line, looks towards his left-hand side, and he finds Ezri Konza. Konza holds the ball back and then plays it back in field to Declan Rice, who ventures back inside the England half and then plays it over the halfway line to Phil Foden, who goes for the 1-2 between himself and Ezri Konza. Foden under a little bit of pressure, plays it back inside his own half to Declan Rice, who's so deep, as he has been throughout this tournament for England. Here's Kyle Walker. Low ball right-footed to John Stones, right-hand side of the centre circle for England, forward to Foden, touches it off to Declan Rice again, looks towards his left-hand side, and there he finds Aston Villa's Ezri Konza, down the line to Trippier. Trippier back down the line to Konza again, in field to Phil Foden. It's all very pedestrian from England at the moment, just wanting a spark really more than anything else. Maybe Jude Bellingham can provide it. No, he just plays it low back to John Stones on the halfway line. Stones looks towards his right-hand side. Here's Kyle Walker. His touch takes him in field and then plays it back to Stones on the halfway line. We're in the last 60 seconds of the first period. Still England 0, Switzerland 0, and we're still waiting for our first meaningful goal-mouth activity, really. Can England provide it just before half-time with Declan Rice? He's 45 yards from goal, just to left of centre. Shrugs off a challenge and finds Kyle Walker towards his right side. Worked out to Bukayo Saka. Saka level with the edge of the Swiss penalty area. Has the ball on his left foot and then makes his way down towards that dead ball line again. Strong play by him. Plays it back to Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo gets a shot in, I think, under pressure from Granit Xhaka, and it's gone behind. It will be an England corner just before half-time, and that's the third time we've seen Bukayo Saka make that run down towards the dead ball line, cuts the ball back, looking for Kobbie Mainoo, who made the run, and it's a brilliant block actually from Granit Xhaka at the near post to turn it behind for a corner. I'm not sure Kobbie Mainoo got the connection he wanted to, and I'm not sure even without that intervention from Granit Xhaka that it was going to trouble the Swiss goalkeeper Yann Sommer. But third corner of the afternoon for England from this near side. Last moments of this first period, left-footed delivery from the Manchester City man, and it's straight into the arms of the Swiss goalkeeper Yann Sommer, who wastes no time at all in bowling it out as we enter stoppage time. Can't imagine there'll be much of it at the end of this first period as forward comes Ndoye, and Ndoye with the ball inside the penalty area. It's a decent one, and there's a push there surely on Ezri Konza. Indeed there is, from Vargas. It's a free kick to England, but we're not even going to play the free kick because the half-time whistle has gone. It's not been great. It's been very, very similar as far as England goes, as far as the performances that we've seen so far in Euro 2024. England have had the better of it as far as possession goes. Bukayo Saka's been the brightest spark, 2 or 3 runs down the right-hand side. No real goal-mouth activity to talk about in that first period. It's been disappointing. Surely it can only get better. Half-time here in Dusseldorf. It's England. versus the Netherlands, 8 o'clock UK kickoff time for that one. And of course, if it's level after 90 minutes, we will have extra time. And if it's still level after extra time, we will have the dreaded penalties. Both completed quarterfinals have gone the distance so far in Euro 2024. Spain beating Germany 2-1 after extra time, and the French seeing off the Portuguese after a disappointing 0-0 draw last night, winning on penalties. They were faultless with their penalties, the French. The Swiss go back to the goalkeeper, long ball forward by Sommer, that will be picked up and turned back to the goalkeeper by Kyle Walker. Back out by Pickford towards Walker, ball down the line towards Bukayo Saka. He was the one bright spark, I would say, for England in that first half, the Arsenal winger, making 2 or 3 runs down that right-hand side. Lovely turn on the halfway line by Bellingham. Now he's got Trippier towards his left-hand side. He still continues his run. Bellingham pokes it towards Kane inside the penalty area. It didn't reach the Bayern Munich man, and the Swiss have cleared out of defence. But here come England again. Good start to the second half. This from the English. In comes the cross towards that far post. It's headed out towards the far side. It's just about to be kept in play. Bukayo Saka has it. Saka, left-footed shot, charged down and cleared by Fabian Schär brilliantly by the Newcastle defender. But England have come out of the traps quick in this second half. Can they get their noses in front? Kobbie Mainoo, it's cleared by the Swiss towards the halfway line. Kobbie Mainoo forward to the inside right position to Phil Foden, out towards the right hand touchline. Bukayo Saka back in field again to Kobbie Mainoo, just slowing it down at walking pace again. England is very, very pedestrian in that first half, akin to the previous 4 England games. Saka over on the far side in field, and then plays it back to Kyle Walker again. Phil Foden. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 England players within yards of each other. Ball is threaded into the penalty area. That'll be easily cleared though for the Swiss by Fabian Schär towards the halfway line. Konza picks it up. They're camped inside the Swiss half at the early stages of the second half though. England, ball down the line is a good one from Trippier towards Declan Rice. Rice loses his way a little bit, just outnumbered in the end by Swiss players. They've got it clear towards the halfway line, and the Swiss will try to break now as Mbolo makes a run over the halfway line. He's got absolutely no support though, the Monaco man, and England win it back on the halfway line. They bring it over the halfway line to the right of the centre circle through Phil Foden. Foden trotting forward down that right hand side, feeds Bukayo Saka. I think it's you're going to see a lot of Saka in this second half. He was the danger man, and it seems almost certain that at half time that was mentioned about how much success the Arsenal man was having down that right hand side for England, because already at the start of the second period they've fed Saka, who's won himself a free kick on the halfway line as he dropped deep there to win the ball back for England. Did well. England work it from right to left. Ezri Konsa making his 6th England cap, just his 3rd start. Forward towards Bellingham, and Bellingham plays it square towards his right hand side. Kyle Walker. He's going to drill this one from right to left out towards this near side, searching out Kieran Trippier. Trippier's kept the ball in play, but all he's done is just head it through, and through to Jan Sommer, the Swiss goalkeeper. Didn't have a save to make, neither goalkeeper having a save to make. We haven't had one shot on goal thus far, and we are in the 40, or just entering the 50th minute. Switzerland have a free kick, as down goes Wolfsburg's Ruben Vargas, one of a few of the Swiss players who by their trade here in Germany, very much at home. It's Kyle Walker just going into the back of Vargas there, resulting in this free kick to the Swiss. He's still down, Vargas, slightly worrying actually. The trainer hasn't been called on thus far. Just looking at a replay of it, he just a little bit late from Kyle Walker, just trod on him by the looks of things. His right foot on top of Vargas's left, I think it was. He is now back on his feet, walking a little bit gingerly. And no trainer required for Ruben Vargas. Free kick though to the Swiss, just to the left of the centre circle inside their own half. And they play it back towards the Manchester City man, Akanji. Out towards his right hand side. In the end, Fabian Schär goes back to the goalkeeper Sommer, plays it out towards Akanji again, forward to Granit Xhaka. Xhaka has the ball on his left foot, looks towards the left hand side, just under a little bit of pressure from Harry Kane, finds Akanji out towards that left hand side. This is good from the Swiss. Over the halfway line with the number 20, Orbicha. And Orbicha plays it back towards the halfway line again. And England had their moments in the first half, certainly as far as possession goes. They had the better of it, 55-45 in terms of possession. But unable really to get any sort of sight on goal. Just those 2 or 3 runs from Bukayo Saka, who couldn't find a white shirt inside that penalty area when he cut the ball back. The Swiss coming forward now inside the penalty area in their first shot on goal, because it's a tame one from Mbolo, who had his back to goal, just turned inside the penalty area and almost sort of kicked it down into the ground and through to Jordan Pickford. And this is a little bit worrying for England. In fact, it's more than worrying, because Ezri Konsa's gone down and he doesn't look comfortable at all. Hopefully he's okay. Just looking at a replay to see what happened, he just was holding off the Swiss striker as the ball was threaded into him inside the penalty area. His back to goal, Konsa was just holding him up and he turned, and I think he just twisted his ankle. Actually, I'm sure he did. I think he just twisted his ankle there as Ndoye turned him inside the penalty area. Didn't get the connection he wanted. The Swiss number 7 will keep an eye on Ezri Konsa. He's back on his feet. The train does not come on. Hopefully he's okay to continue. England, of course, already without Mark Guay, who's played in that position for the 4 previous games for England, suspended today. Will be back if required for the semi-final if England get there. Long ball forward now by Pickford out towards that far side. It's only found a red shirt, and the Swiss have gone all the way back to the goalkeeper Sommer. Sommer takes one touch just inside his penalty area. Low ball out towards the left-hand side of the penalty area, and Rodriguez 1-2 between himself and Granit Xhaka, then kicks on towards the halfway line. Header from John Stones back out towards that right-hand side, and England have picked it up. Now this is an opportunity. Kobbie Mainoo, right-hand corner of the penalty area, through to Bukayo Saka. Was he onside? The Swiss didn't think so. The game continues, but the Swiss have won the ball back anyway. The offside flag does go up, as so often it does. The flag goes up, and it will be a free kick to the Swiss. Bukayo Saka had just ventured offside as that ball was played through to him by Kobbie Mainoo on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Again, went down towards the dead ball line just as previously in the first half 3 times. Cut the ball back towards Harry Kane. Couldn't find the ex-Spurs man, and the Swiss cleared, and that's when the offside flag went up. 53 minutes played here in Dusseldorf, the 3rd quarter-final of Euro 2024. England looking to get to these semi-finals for the 2nd successive Euros. Of course, they got to the final last time. The semi-final victory that time over Denmark, taking them through to the final. England won a free kick just inside the Swiss half down this near side. A couple of yards infield from the left-hand touchline as down goes Ezri Konsa. Did well there, Konsa, actually forward, battling with it with Mbolo, who thought he'd won the ball, and the Swiss were looking to break clear. Referee having none of it. Free kick to England. They played it back inside their own half. Kyle Walker over on the far side. Low ball forward over the halfway line towards Bukayo Saka. Back down the line to Phil Foden. He plays it back inside the England half to Kyle Walker in the bright orange boots over on the far side for England. 1-2 between himself and Declan Rice. Rice has been so deep for England today, as he has been throughout the tournament, really, not advancing forward in the sort of positions we may be accustomed to seeing, or certainly had seen as the latter stages of the season went on for Arsenal. And his previous time at West Ham before he made the move from East London to North London. Long ball forward down the right-hand side for England. It's not going to work out for them. Akanji tidies up for Switzerland. And long ball forward now down the centre. That's a decent-looking ball as well by Fabian Schär. Held up over on the far side for the Swiss by Vargas. They've got men forward here, the Swiss. They played it back towards Granit Xhaka, and Xhaka was caught dilly-dallying there on the ball, and he was robbed of possession by Phil Foden. Didn't realise the Manchester City man was advancing towards him from behind. Pickpocketed the ex-Arsenal man. England play a ball down the line, which is cut out. It's out of play. It's a throw into England. Nice play there by Kubica. Throw into England on the halfway line down their right-hand side. Just looking at a replay of that possession steal from Phil Foden on Granit Xhaka. He'd be disappointed with that, the Swiss captain. 129 caps for his country, and as I mentioned earlier, he's had this fantastic season for Bayer Leverkusen, going unbeaten domestically, winning the League and Cup double, almost going the entire season unbeaten in all competitions before losing the Europa League final, of course, to Italian side Atalanta. Been an incredible season for Xavi Alonso's men, and Bayer Leverkusen fans were pleased to see him sign a new contract. He was wanted, of course, by the big boys in Europe, the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Bayern Munich, of course, was sniffing. Switzerland have a free kick inside their own half. They've played it forward and it's hit the referee, so they'll get another opportunity. Smile from the referee. It's Daniel Salsa, the Italian, just preventing the Swiss from breaking quickly. He's going to just drop the ball on the halfway line inside the centre circle, and Fabian Schär will have it. Plays it square to Granit Xhaka out towards his near side for Switzerland, and Schär again touched off by Mbolo out towards the left-hand side for the Swiss. They've got plenty of red shirts forward here. In comes the cross from that left-hand side. There's the header, and it comes through. It's off Mbolo and through to Jordan Pickford. It may have come off the England man, actually, in the end. The header, it was a decent cross from the left-hand side for Switzerland through Rodriguez. And in the end, I think it came off the back of Ezri Konsa in the end and through to Jordan Pickford. But a couple of dangerous situations the Swiss have got themselves in down that left-hand side. And Mbolo on the end of it each time. England bringing it forward towards the halfway line. Kyle Walker takes it off the over the halfway line and then plays it back inside his own half to Phil Foden. Now Declan Rice inside the centre circle out towards his left-hand side. And there's Konsa, he goes down. That'll be a free kick as he's pushed in the back by Mbolo. Having a right battle, those two. All very friendly, though, as Mbolo helps the Aston Villa man to his feet. England take the free kick. And it's now with Phil Foden inside the centre circle. Bukayo Saka and acres of space out on that right-hand side if they can find him. It's Bellingham who takes over, and he does find Bukayo Saka now level with the edge of the Swiss penalty area. This is where the England danger comes from. Back in field to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham looks out towards that left-hand side. Does he know he comes out towards this... he goes back towards the halfway line with Declan Rice in the end, and England are all the way back inside their own half again now with John Stones. Brings it forward to the right of the centre circle. Stones touches it off towards Phil Foden. Foden clips it forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Good header across the area from the left-hand side by Kieran Trippier towards Harry Kane. Cleared by the Swiss out of play down this near side. Throw in to England. Midway inside the Swiss half, down the England left-hand side. England, remember, we're about 90 seconds away from going out of this tournament in the last round. That late equaliser from Jude Bellingham, sparing their blushes. And what would have been an embarrassing defeat for them in the second round. They have possession down this near side. Declan Rice has it. Sprays it across the field towards Kyle Walker. There's the low ball by Walker out towards Bukayo Saka, hugging the touchline down that right side. He's level with the edge of the Swiss penalty area. Back in field to Kyle Walker. Is he going to get the cross in here, Kyle Walker? He just holds the ball up, holds it up, back out towards that far side again. And Bukayo Saka just sort of clips it towards the edge of the penalty. I'm not quite sure didn't think he knew what he was doing there. And the Swiss have cleared. Akanji. Long ball forward is one to Chase down this right-hand side, and Chase will Ndoye do. Ndoye's played it inside the penalty area. This is good from the Swiss. Back out towards the near side. They've got to wait for support to arrive, the Swiss. It's with Ndoye again, level with the edge of the penalty area. Played inside that penalty area, and the attempted cross from Ryder is cut out, and that will be the Swiss first corner of the afternoon. As we approach the hour mark here in Dusseldorf, it's still goalless, but the Swiss looking pretty dangerous on the break. And they've got their first corner here. Akanji comes forward from defence. It was just a long ball forward actually by Akanji down the right-hand side. And it was one to Chase from Ndoye, and Chase he did really, really well. He just held the ball up, was waiting for support. Eventually it arrived corner for the Swiss. There's a couple of Ryder is there, the number 26. I think he's going to take it. No, he's not. He's going to leave it, in fact, for Vargas, the number 17. It's the Swiss fans packed in behind that goal towards our right-hand side. Fabian Schär is up as well, the Newcastle defender, so it will be Vargas looking to deliver here for his country. Right-footed, goes for the short one in the end, towards Ibiza. Back in field, flipped out towards this near side again, and it's headed behind again by Bukayo Saka for another corner. It was a training ground one, I think, from the Swiss that just didn't work out properly for them. But in the end, Bukayo Saka back there doing his defensive duties as he's been asked to do this afternoon, and it's a second successive corner to the Swiss. This one will be taken by Fabian Ryder, another of the players who plays here in the German league, in the Bundesliga for Stuttgart. He's going to take this one left-footed. In it comes low towards the near post, cut out by Jude Bellingham, I think it was. It was indeed. It's out for a throw-in down this near side. Deep inside the England half, down the Swiss right. Swiss have gone all the way back towards the halfway line under pressure. England done well to come out following that corner, and Foden chases it down as it goes all the way back to Sommer, the goalkeeper, out towards this near side with Granit Xhaka. Down the line towards Ryder, out of play. Swiss throw, looking to take it quickly. Take it quickly, they do. Forward towards Xhaka again. Clips it out towards this near side. It's a decent one towards Ndoye. Ndoye is held up by two England players, then taken over by Vargas. Vargas going down towards the dead ball line. Cuts this ball back towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Cleared by Kyle Walker for England. Danger here as the Swiss having their best period of the match so far. England are cleared towards the halfway line. Bellingham attempts to head it on, gets his jump ball wrong, and the Swiss come again down this right-hand side. Ball in field from Vargas is a decent one. A little bit of space now for Freuler. Freuler cuts in field, leaves it for Xhaka out towards this near side again. Level with the edge of the penalty area. Vargas, there's the cross, right-footed from that near side. Takes a deflection off an England player. They've cleared it towards the halfway line, but they're camped inside the England half at the moment, the Swiss. Akanji retrieves it and he plays it out towards the left-hand side. They'll bring this ball over the halfway line, the Swiss, and they'll come again. And it's down that left-hand side where they're causing most of the danger, I would say, for England. Back inside the centre circle now with Freuler. We played 62 minutes here in Dusseldorf, still goalless. England started the second half the better, but the Swiss have had the better of it the last 5 minutes or so. A little bit of space now, midway inside the England half for Freuler again. Freuler, low ball out towards this near side with Vargas now. Vargas looking to take on... Well, I thought he was going to take on Kieran Trippier. Thought better of it. Just holds the ball up in the end. Has the ball on his right foot. Leaves it now for Vargas. Vargas and Ndoye both out on that right-hand side for Switzerland. They played it back down the line now towards the number 22, Fabian Schär. Schär again just holding the ball up, just slowing it down at walking pace, under no pressure, pokes it towards the edge of the penalty area. And the Swiss have it now with Ndoye just outside the D. Plays it low towards his left-hand side. Worked out towards that left-hand touchline for the Swiss. Is this where the cross comes in? No, it's a ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Not a great one, and Kobbie Mainoo gets it clear for England towards Harry Kane. Harry Kane does well to hold the ball up and win himself a free kick and relieve that pressure for England, because it's been all Switzerland the last 5 or 6 minutes or so. And it was just a poor ball, really, from the left. It looks as if they were going to clip the ball into the penalty area, and in the end they played the low ball across the edge of the 18-yard line, and Kobbie Mainoo was onto it in a flash, and the Swiss are rolling the dice first. 26 and 14 are the numbers that are coming up, so that means Fabian Ryder's afternoon is over. That's the first change, and off comes Ruben Vargas as well. So the two players off, Ryder and Vargas, and the two players that are coming in off the bench, the number 3 for Switzerland, and he comes on. And for some reason he's not on my team sheet, which must mean I've got the number must be wrong on the team sheet, because it's definitely the Swiss number 3 that's come on, and the other one that's come on is the number 14 is Steven Zuber. So Steven Zuber is on. I'll just confirm the number 3 that's come on for Switzerland, and it's Weidmer, the number 3, who plays for Mainz in the French league, and he will be on. It's the number 3, Sylvain Wieder, for the remainder of this match with 64 minutes played. England 0, Switzerland 0. No changes thus far for Gareth Southgate's men. 2 for the Swiss, who've had the better of it the last 5 or 6 minutes. England started the second half better, certainly picked it up. Plenty of good movement down that right-hand side, particularly with Bukayo Saka. A little bit of space now for Phil Foden out towards his near side. Kieran Trippier's level with the edge of the penalty area. Phil Foden's continued his run down towards the byline, clips the ball back. It's a decent delivery as well, and it's put out and behind for a corner, is it? Yes, it is. It's a corner. It's come off the number 14, who's just come on, Steven Zuber. Zuber is absolutely adamant that he'd clipped the ball off an England player, and it went behind for a goal kick. Just looking at a replay, it's difficult to tell, really, whether it was he or Bellingham who had the last touch. Their feet were right together, but in fact, he's overturned it. It will be a goal kick, and it won't be England's 4th corner of the afternoon. It's a 3-2 to England as far as corners go. It's 0-0 as far as goals go. The 2 previous quarterfinals, very, very tight, weren't they? Spain seeing off Germany in extra time by 2-1, and then that ball draw, I don't think there's any denying it, that ball draw last night between 2 heavyweights of European football, Portugal and France. And this one hasn't been much better, to be fair. It really hasn't. Still struggling. I would say that Mbolo had the best opportunity of the game. He had his back to goal and got that shot in for Switzerland about 10 minutes ago. Here comes Switzerland now down this near side with the number 22, Fabian Schär. Schär talked forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Switzerland have it inside right position, midway inside the England half. Schär goes in field. A little bit of space now for Freuler. Whips it out towards that left-hand side. Crossing opportunity here for the Swiss. In it comes. There's plenty of red shirts in that penalty area. It's headed up into the air. Not particularly clear for England. They've got it clear towards the edge of the penalty area. And there's the volley. And he gets it all wrong. Michel Abicha volleys it high and wide. Not particularly handsome. It's behind. And it's a goal kick. He was in acres of space as well. That ball came into the penalty area. And it was headed clear by Konza towards the edge of the penalty area. And standing inside the D was Michel Abicha, and he went for the first time volley, and he got it horribly wrong, did the Bologna player. Goal kick to England, which they've already taken, and they played it out towards Trippier. Plays the ball down the line, looking for Bellingham to hold it up. He manages to poke it in field towards Kobbie Mainoo, back towards Declan Rice. Rice is under pressure, plays it back towards the edge of his penalty area, and Konza goes square towards his right-hand side, and in the end it goes back to Jordan Pickford. Takes one touch and then kicks long left-footed down the centre of the field. And Harry Kane is a replay of it. So it was Akanji actually he was battling with, and he's got his arm. I can see what it is. He's got his arm on Akanji, and it's his shoulder as he's jumped for that ball. His shoulder has connected with Akanji's face. That's what it is. The Manchester City defender down holding his face. Harry Kane goes into the book. He's not one of the England players that would be suspended if he did get a yellow card this afternoon, by the way. Kobbie Mainoo, Kieran Trippier, Phil Foden, Jude Bellingham all on yellow cards. Harry Kane not, but the England captain is now in Daniel Osata's book. Referee allowed the trainer to come on to see to Akanji, but I can tell you he's absolutely fine, and he will take this free kick on the halfway line for Switzerland. We are now midway through the second half. It's still England 0, Switzerland 0. It's I'd like to say it's on a knife edge. I mean, it is in a knife edge in the fact it's a European quarter-final and it's 0-0, but it's been such a poor match so far. Things can only get better, as they say. Could we have a humdinger of the last 22 and a half minutes here? Long ball forward now by Rodriguez for the Swiss. Not many yellow shirts up there. They just held the ball up on the left-hand corner of the penalty area. Now looking to get the ball into the box. And Trippier comes in with the challenge. In fact, Kane's back there defending for England and he's won the ball inside the D. He's done well there, Harry Kane. Working his way towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Clears down the line. He does really well. He finds Foden as well. Foden back to Kobbie Mainoo. Foden was pushed over as he made that pass towards Kobbie Mainoo. Play is allowed to go on because England still have possession. But then England do lose possession. Switzerland have it again on the halfway line. Granit Xhaka plays it low towards his left-hand side. Just over 20 minutes of the 90 left for play here in Dusseldorf. Still England 0, Switzerland 0. Is this going to be the third successive quarter-final here at Euro 2024 to go to extra time? Schär out towards his near side for the Swiss, and it's the substitute. Vida getting the ball. Vida in field to Schär again. The Swiss working it back towards the halfway line. They're all inside the England half now, apart from the goalkeeper, and it's with Akanji. Square towards Granit Xhaka, low ball out towards the right-hand side. Again, it's Vida, the substitute, level with the edge of the penalty area. Thought about the cross, decides to go back in field to Fabian Schär again, who finds Akanji just outside the centre circle, inside the England half of the Swiss, held up by Mbolo, just on the edge of the penalty area, just waiting for some support. Finds it in Xhaka. Xhaka looks towards his left-hand side, finds Akanji again. There's that low ball out towards that left-hand touchline. Are they going to get the cross in again here, the Swiss? No, they play the ball down the line towards Freuler. Freuler, can he get round Kyle Walker? He can actually, but he's helped out by Bukayo Saka, who does really well. Ball goes out. It'll be an England throw in their right-back position as we enter the last 20 minutes here in Dusseldorf. And is Gareth Southgate thinking about making some changes? The likes of Cole Palmer, of course, Anthony Gordon on the bench for England if required. England have this throw in then in their right-back position, which Kyle Walker takes. Thrown towards the halfway line. Kane goes down. Kane's done well actually there. That battle continues between himself and Akanji. Last time it ended up with a Harry Kane yellow card. This time it's ended up with an England free kick, which they've taken quickly. Long ball forward towards Trippier. Down this near side. Trippier leaves it for Bellingham. Can we see a little bit of magic from Jude Bellingham here? Has the ball on the left-hand corner of the penalty area. Plays it back out towards Trippier. Continues his run down towards the dead ball line, but Trippier just holds the ball up and then plays it back down the line, back in field towards Declan Rice. Back out to Trippier again now down this near side. They're retreating though, back towards the halfway line, England. Declan Rice has it, and he plays it square inside the centre circle to John Stones. Phil Foden calling for the ball in the inside left position here for England. Instead he goes infield to Kobbie Mainoo. Eventually does find the Manchester City man. Phil Foden clips it towards the far post. It's a great delivery from Phil Foden, and the Swiss can clear. Over on the far side, can Bukayo Saka win that ball back for England? He can, and he drills it into the penalty area. Only finds a red shirt, and the Swiss do eventually clear down the left-hand side and clear towards the halfway line. It's forward towards Mbolo. He's got no support there, Mbolo, and he's robbed of possession by Kyle Walker anyway. In fact, the ball's gone out of play off of Mbolo, so it's a throw into England, midway inside the England half down their right-hand side. Kyle Walker takes the throw and finds Declan Rice. Forward to Bellingham inside the centre circle for England. England's saviour, of course, in the last round. Now it's Phil Foden, midway inside the Swiss half, left-hand side, infield to Bellingham again. Seeing more of the ball, Bellingham in the second half. Infield to Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo finds Kyle Walker, who drills it down towards that right-hand touchline, and Bukayo Saka level with the edge of the penalty area. Infield again to Kyle Walker. He finds Phil Foden 35 yards from goal, clips it towards the far post. Headed clear out towards the near side. Was looking for Kieran Trippier. Trippier, can he just keep the ball in play here? He allows to trickle out of play, in fact, because it will be an England throw-in right next to the corner flag. Down this near side, deep inside the Swiss half. Finds Bellingham again. Bellingham holds off 1-2 Swiss players and plays it back down the line to Declan Rice. Infield to Phil Foden. Foden returns the favour. Back to the Arsenal man again. Down the line to Kieran Trippier. Run down the line is a good one from Bellingham. Going down towards the dead ball line. Got the ball on the right foot here. Bellingham, can he get the cross in? Twisting, turning. Thought about the cross once, thought about the cross twice, and then he hits it off of the Swiss player, and his foot was high there. That's going to be a free kick, I think, to the Swiss. Indeed it is. That was poor from Bellingham, because he had an opportunity, Jude Bellingham, actually, to... it's Granit Xhaka who's gone down. Xhaka will take his time here just to relieve the pressure here for the Swiss more than anything else, because, well, it's been all England the last 5 or 10 minutes. Again, very similar to the first half when England had a lot of possession. They did have a lot of possession, but they failed to create anything, and were still really waiting for the big opportunities to arrive in this game. And if they do come, well, they've got to be taken, haven't they? The stats are telling us, as far as possession goes, it's actually tightened up in this second half. It's England with more possession, 53 to 47. Goal attempts, England 6 to the Swiss's 4, and we've had just one shot on goal from either team, and that was the Swiss, of course, and that was really just a shot that was that trickled through, really, more than anything else, to Jordan Pickford from Mbolo, the main striker for the Swiss this afternoon. And we're in the 74th minute. It's been another abject performance from the England team, who, well, let's be fair about it, let's be honest, there are stars that align this team from front to back, really, and on the bench as well. And Gareth Southgate has not yet seen fit to make any changes, as the Swiss have possession as the game recommences following that free kick for the Swiss. There was no yellow card dished out to Jude Bellingham, by the way. Worth keeping an eye on, of course, because he is on a yellow card, but his foot was high on Granit Xhaka. But no further action taken from our Italian referee, Daniel Orsata. The Swiss camped inside the England half at the moment. Just over a quarter of an hour to play. Low ball out towards this near side is a decent one, and it's picked up by the number 22, Fabian Schär, inside the penalty area. Oh my goodness, there's the opportunity! And the Swiss have taken the lead with a quarter of an hour to go, and arriving at the far post was the number 7, Breel Mbolo, to break the deadlock in what's been the tightest of games. That could well be the winner. Quarter of an hour to go here in Dusseldorf. England 0, Switzerland 1. Breel Mbolo from Monaco has got the crucial goal that could put Switzerland through to their first ever major championship semi-final. It was a sloppy one from an England point of view. It really was. It was worked out towards his near side to Fabian Schär. He got a low ball into the box, and the ball just trickled across the 6-yard area. It hit John Stones, and Stones almost played it into the path of the Swiss striker. It almost helped him because he sort of played it on towards him. And it was a tap-in because he arrived at the far post. All he had to do was get ahead of Kyle Walker. That's exactly what he did. England 0, Switzerland 1. And England are going to have to find a fight back again, just as they did in the last round, of course, so dramatically with that Jude Bellingham goal. The Swiss have taken the lead, and they've been a little bit braver than England. I think that's what it comes down to. They had men forward. I've said that 2 or 3 times in this second half, that when they have come forward, they have committed men forward. It's not something that we can say from an England point of view. England 0, Switzerland 1 here in Dusseldorf, and it won't be long, you wouldn't have thought, until surely Southgate makes some changes. Long ball forward now down the left-hand side for England to Trippier. And the Swiss are so disciplined as well, aren't they? They're the sort of team that you can almost put your mortgage on holding on to a lead. They couldn't do it against Germany, let's not forget that, in the group stages. They led that game for a long time, and the Germans coming back late on at the death to get a draw and win that group, of course. Ball into the box from Jude Bellingham is headed clear out towards this near side for the Swiss. Headed down the line from the substitute Vidas. Picked up, though, by Kieran Trippier. 1-2 between himself and Declan Rice. Plays it back towards the halfway line. Here's John Stones just outside the centre circle. Surely some changes afoot for England. Out towards that right-hand touchline, and Bukayo Saka. Low ball towards Kobbie Mainoo. Flicks it on, goes through to the goalkeeper. Disappointing from the Manchester United man. I suppose to give him his dues, to be fair to him, the ball just had a little bit too much pace on it from Bukayo Saka. And the ball now with the Swiss goalkeeper, who will take his time. They're bouncing the Swiss fans behind that goal towards our right-hand side. Switzerland have possession again on the halfway line. Be interesting to see how much they commit men forward now and how much they want to try and sit on this lead. Granit Xhaka has it, works his way towards the right-hand side of the centre circle, and it comes off of Declan Rice as a throw-in. And here are the expected England changes. It's a 1, 2, 3 man change. 26 and 3 are the first names to go up. So Kobbie Mainoo's afternoon is done. Luke Shaw, who's not played in this tournament so far, he's coming on. Looks like Kieran Trippier's afternoon is over as well. Indeed it is. Cole Palmer is coming on. That's the second change for England. And just waiting for the confirmation of that third change. And is Jude Bellingham being replaced? This will be a huge surprise if Bellingham is coming off. He looks confused and he's saying, is it me? No, it's not him. I'm not sure whether they got the number wrong on the board. Bellingham thought he was coming off, looked incredibly confused and surprised he was coming off. But he's not coming off. 3 changes for England. The board they've just got a problem with the board. Maybe it is Jude Bellingham coming off after all. I'm not sure they've got the number right. At the moment, there's just the 2 changes that I've already mentioned. Switzerland are going to have a throw-in down this near side. And well, we'll just keep an eye on that for a second as the game continues. Cole Palmer, though, is on, and how they need Cole Palmer, England, in this last 12 minutes or so. Bukayo Saka's got some space over on the far side for England. Has the ball 25 yards from goal. There's the overlap. It's a poor ball by Bukayo Saka towards Kyle Walker, who continued to run down the right-hand side. It's gone out of play, and it will be a throw-in for England, though. Next level with the edge of the Swiss penalty area. Bukayo Saka thought about taking it. He's going to leave it, actually, for Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker then with this throw-in for England. Throws it down the line towards Bukayo Saka. Turns left-footed, plays it back towards the halfway line, and John Stones goes square towards his left-hand side. So just confirmation of those 2 changes. And Cole Palmer and Luke Shaw are on for England. And here is Cole Palmer in the inside left position for England. He's had such a sparkling season for Chelsea. Infield to Jude Bellingham, who does remain on the field. We got a little bit confused. Maybe he is coming off shortly, who knows. But Bellingham has the ball inside left position for England. Just holds the ball up 25 yards from goal. Infield towards Declan Rice. And Out towards that right-hand touchline. Now it's Bukayo Saka has the ball in his left foot. Saka tries a shot. Oh, equaliser for England. Bukayo Saka, what a finish. How many times have we seen him do that for Arsenal? And that's exactly what he's done for England with 10 minutes to play. And England are level here in Dusseldorf. The Swiss were ahead. But what was it, 5 minutes or so? It's England 1, Switzerland 1, and it's been England's one bright spark this afternoon in Dusseldorf. Bukayo Saka cut in field on that left foot, as he does so often from that right-hand side. Couple of touches to take him inside the penalty area, and then that low finish towards the goalkeeper's right-hand side. It nestled in the corner, in off the post. Perfection from Bukayo Saka, and it's England 1, Switzerland 1. And England have come from behind again, just as they did in the last round. It's not Jude Bellingham this time. It's Bukayo Saka with the goal. And just confirmation, actually, that change. There was a third change for England. Ezri Konsa, just before the goal, Ezri Konsa was replaced by Eberichi Eze, the Crystal Palace player, the number 21. There was indeed a third change. I thought there was. And it got confusing because Jude Bellingham came towards the near side and thought he was being replaced when he wasn't. I wasn't sure whether or not that was because they put the wrong number up on the board. Who knows? Game kicks off again. It's one apiece. Game has come to life. Here come the Swiss towards the edge of the England penalty area. A strong challenge coming in from Declan Rice to win that ball back superbly well for England. Now, last time when they equalised in the last round, of course, they sat back again and invited the Slovakians onto them. Let's see what happens this time. Bukayo Saka infield to Declan Rice, 45 yards from goal for England. Square towards his left-hand side. Here's Luke Shaw. He's come off the bench for England. What can he produce for England? You've got Eze down there as well, who's come off the bench. And then Cole Palmer, lovely ball down the line. Can he keep this one in play? Luke Shaw cuts the ball back. Nobody there in a white shirt. Easy clearance for the Swiss out towards this near side. And the ball goes out of play off of Eberichi Eze. It'll be a throw in to the Swiss level with the edge of their own penalty area down their right-hand side. It needed the Swiss to take the lead, really, didn't it, for England? That's England's first shot on goal, by the way, the goal from Bukayo Saka. And it needed for them to go behind. Why does it need England to go behind for them to start playing? One apiece here in Dusseldorf. 8 minutes left for play. Ball forward by Declan Rice. That one's going to be cleared by the Swiss substitute Vida out of play. It'll be a throw-in to England. First goal of the tournament for Bukayo Saka. He's unquestionably being England's best player this afternoon. A real bright spark in what has otherwise been another abject performance from Gareth Southgate's men. But if they end up getting through to the Euro semi-final, the fans won't care about that. Here's Saka again over the far side. Clips it in, left-footed. It might find Cole Palmer. Harry Kane turns, can't get the shot in, or he did, but it was blocked. And the Swiss can get this one clear. Held up nicely by Mbolo, their goal scorer. He's done really well to win a free kick there, actually. And the Swiss can relieve the pressure here as Granit Xhaka plays a long one forward down the centre. Headed clear, though, for England. Out towards this near side, and that's going to get out of play. That's going to be a throw, and that's too much for Eze down this near side. It'll be a throw in to the Swiss on the halfway line down their right-hand side. It's going to be taken by Fabian Schär, who, of course, was so involved in that Swiss goal. He's going to leave it, actually. And he's going to leave it for Vida, number 3. And Vida's just slowing things down a little bit here. It's got a little bit frenetic, actually, in the last few minutes. Ever since the Swiss scored, taking the lead, and then being all back, of course. 5 minutes it was the difference between the Breel Mbolo goal in the 75th minute and then Bukayo Saka in the 80th minute. 2 goals in 5 minutes. Switzerland won. It's been a poor match, but it's come to life in the last 10 minutes or so with those 2 goals. Hopefully it can continue that way as we head towards the last 5 minutes here in Dusseldorf. The Swiss have possession inside their own half, just taking the sting out of the game at the moment. A little bit of space now for Freuler. Forward towards Rodriguez over on the far side. Works his way out towards that left-hand touchline for the Swiss. Again, plenty of men forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red shirts on the edge of the penalty area. In comes the cross. Headed clear towards the edge of the penalty area. And Cole Palmer should better run this clear for England. Now, has he got any support? Runs forward towards the halfway line. He does well. He shakes off the challenge of Vida. Continues with the possession in the end. Gets himself a free kick, which he takes quickly. Finds Bellingham towards his right-hand side. Wiedmer it was with the foul. The number 3 for Switzerland. Switzerland have made a couple of changes. 3 changes for England, and well, it didn't take long after making those 3 changes to get that equaliser as Sylvain Wiedmer goes in the book. Just one too many tugs really on England players, I would say, more than anything else. He gets himself a yellow. Wasn't one of the players that was on a yellow card previous to kick-off, so he won't be suspended. In fact, there's not been one player that's received a yellow yet that would be suspended from the forthcoming semi-final, which will take place on Wednesday night, of course. Tuesday night, we know how that one is set up. It's going to be Spain versus France, a mouth-watering first semi-final in Euro 2024. But what about the second semi-final? England, Switzerland, Turkey and the Netherlands all looking to get there at the moment. You can't separate England versus Switzerland. It's one apiece with just over 4 minutes of the 90 left for play. Are we heading for extra time as we have with the 2 previous quarter-finals? France with the penalty shootout victory, of course, against Portugal, and Spain with that late win in extra time against the host Germany. Here's Declan Rice inside the centre circle for England, forward to Eze. Eze's first touch is a little bit heavy, does really well though to shrug off Akanji and retain possession. 1-2 between himself and Phil Foden, finds Rice towards his right hand side, low ball out towards Bukayo Saka. That's what they've got to do, England. Feed Saka, he is the danger man for England. Infield towards Jude Bellingham. Bellingham on the edge of the penalty area. Is he going to try a shot, twisting, turning? Wanted too much time in the end, the Real Madrid man. And the Swiss clear, but they just play it straight to an England player again. Here's Bukayo Saka. Oh, he's got too much on that cross. And it goes out of play down this near side. It'll be a throw-in to the Swiss in their right-back position. They did well there, England, to win the ball back on the edge of the penalty area, as it looked as if Bellingham, who just wanted a little bit too much time on the edge of the penalty area, looked as if he was going to pull the trigger a couple of times, the Real Madrid man, and in the end lost possession, but the Swiss gifting it back to England, and the ball was trickled through towards Bukayo Saka, who got the crossing from the dead ball line, but he got far too much on it, got right underneath it, and it's gone out of play down this near side, and it will be a throw-in to Switzerland, level with the edge of their own penalty area down their right-hand side. It's going to be taken by the recently booked Wiedmer, who's come off the bench in this second half. Cleared by the Swiss, but out of play. England throwing. England now on top. It didn't take them long to get level. It didn't take them long to wake up, I think is what we can say, because they did very, very little prior to going behind. It's woken them up, that goal from Mbolo, the number 7 for Switzerland, plays for Monaco in Ligue 1 in France. 5 minutes later, the man on the ball now, Bukayo Saka, getting that equaliser. He has possession midway inside the Swiss half. Plays it back down the line to Kyle Walker. Low ball to Phil Foden. Clips it out towards his near side. Here's Eze, Crystal Palace man, has the ball on his right foot. The overlap is there from Luke Chauvenizet. Oh, and in the end, he tries to beat the keeper at the near post, and he gets it horribly wrong. He skews his shot well wide, and it's behind, and it's a goal kick to the Swiss. 2 minutes left of the 90. England 1, Switzerland 1. Are we heading for extra time? There would be penalties, of course, as well if it's still level after the extra 30 minutes. And, of course, that's how the Euros ended for both of these teams in penalty defeat 3 years ago in Euro 2020, of course, which played in 2021. England lost the final to Italy on penalties, and the Swiss lost in the quarter-finals on penalty to Spain, who themselves went on to lose a penalty shootout, of course, in the semi-finals to Italy. England have won themselves a into the last 60 seconds of the 90. A goal now in this game, which has been so tight this late on the day, surely would be a goal that would send either team through to the semi-finals of Euro 2024. Can it be England? This free kick is level with the edge of the Swiss penalty area, down the left-hand side for England, just a yard or two infield from this left-hand touchline, and it will be taken by Manchester City's Phil Foden, left-footed. And England need a quality delivery here now from the Player of the Year this year, and it comes punched clear by the goalkeeper out towards the far side. It was actually a decent delivery, but there was nobody close enough to the goalkeeper. Retrieved by Bukayo Saka, back in again towards the 6-yard area, but the Swiss have dealt with that cross, and they can bring this ball clear now, and they'll just play it over the halfway line. And will they commit? Will they venture forward here? Switzerland, how brave are they going to be as they come forward down that left-hand side? They're level with the edge of the penalty area. Oh, it's an awful shot that comes in the end, which balloons over the bar from Ndoye, the number 19. He had players forward as well. He could have found somebody inside that penalty area, and he belonged your man, but in the end he was selfish. Decided to go for goal, and he got it all wrong. He ballooned it well over Jordan Pickford's goal as the fourth official comes out. How much time are we going to have added on at the end of 30 minutes extra time here in Dusseldorf? We're inside stoppage time now. I've not seen the fourth official come out. Indeed he has now. 3 minutes. Pickford kicks long, so we're inside stoppage time. Will we see a dramatic winner in these last 3 minutes, or are we heading, as we have with the two previous quarterfinals, into extra time? Back to Sommer for the Swiss, clipped out towards that left-hand side. A little bit of space now for Granit Xhaka. Xhaka square towards Akanji on his right-hand side. Xhaka gets the ball back just outside the centre circle for the Swiss. There's that low ball left-footed over the halfway line. Nice work this from the Swiss. Freuler out towards the left-hand touchline. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men forward here, the Swiss. They've just held it up over on that far side. Back towards Xhaka again. Xhaka holding the ball up 35 yards from goal, threads it through towards the edge of the penalty area, back out towards that left-hand touchline again for the Swiss. We've played one of the 3 minutes added on at the end of this 90. We're heading towards extra time unless there's a dramatic goal. Here come the Swiss down the right-hand side with Fabian Schär. Low ball into the box, not a great one, drilled out towards this near side by Declan Rice. Throw into the Swiss, midway inside the England penalty area. Fabian Schär takes it and throws it back inside his own half to Akanji. Everybody now, bar the Swiss goalkeeper, inside the England half. I think England happy to just ride this one out and see it through to extra time. The equaliser wasn't as dramatic and as late as last time, was it? 90 seconds of stoppage time remained when Jude Bellingham scored that dramatic equaliser in the last round. This time it needed Bukayo Saka 10 minutes from time to get England back on parity with the Swiss, who had taken the lead with just 15 minutes left for play. We played 2 minutes of the stoppage time. The Swiss have possession, but they're just playing it back towards the halfway line. It's now with Akanji, who's not put a foot wrong inside that central defensive area for the Swiss. Out towards the near side, Fabian Schär needs a decent delivery for the Swiss. Decent delivery it is. Cleared out towards the edge of the penalty. Oh my goodness, and then it's all wrong from, I think it was Rodriguez with the shot just on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Got it all wrong, and it's through for a goal kick. It was the number 14, actually, the substitute, Steven Zuber, who plays in Greece for AEK Athens. There's a decent delivery actually from Fabian Schär from this near side. It was headed down by Mbolo, the Swiss goalkeeper, the Swiss goal scorer, and there arriving was Zuber. And Zuber had more time than he thought inside that England penalty area and just ballooned his shot over the bar and behind for a goal kick to England. I think that pretty much will be it for the 90. We are heading to extra time between England and Switzerland as Pickford takes this goal kick, left-footed long, sails over the halfway line. Kane gets a flick on but only finds a red shirt, and the Swiss can clear towards the halfway line. And there goes the whistle. We're going to extra time just as we were, and we have, with the 2 previous Euro 2024 quarterfinals, France v Portugal and England and Germany versus the Got to say, it was a disappointing match, really, up until the point when the Swiss scored. It came to life then. The Swiss had a couple of half chances before that. England hadn't had a shot on goal up until the point when Bukayo Saka found the back of the net. 5 minutes later, or 5 minutes after the Swiss had scored, Saka got England level. It was then a little bit frantic in the last 10 minutes or so. No real big chances for either team to get the winner, but it felt as if the game had picked up pace and that both teams were committed to going for the win and trying to get the win inside the last 90 minutes. Will either team now go for the win inside 120 minutes? Sometimes they can be a real damp squib, these extra time half an hours. It certainly was last night between the Portuguese and the French. It was a decent one between Germany and Spain. Still Switzerland with possession just inside the England half. Worked nicely towards the number 21, Abicha, inside the penalty. A cross comes in, and I say a cross, I think it was an attempted cross by Fabian Schär, which goes over Jordan Pickford's goal towards our left-hand side and behind for a goal kick. Just looking at a replay of it, yeah, he certainly was going for the cross, but he got it all wrong. It looked more like a shot, if anything else, and it was only a couple of yards over Jordan Pickford's goal. It could have caught the Everton goalkeeper unaware. Pickford then with this goal kick for England. A couple of minutes played. Two teams who both had their Euro 2020 ended by penalty shootout. Will they both be heading for shootout? And disappointment again for one of these teams, and ecstasy for the other, of course. Switzerland lost in this stage 3 years ago to Spain on penalties in the quarters. England, of course, losing the final to Italy on pens. Switzerland have it inside the centre circle with Akanji. Akanji just holds the ball up. He's got Xhaka there if he needs him. That's who he finds. Granit Xhaka been as busy as ever inside the centre of the park for the Swiss, out towards that right-hand side. That's where one of the substitutes is Steven Zuber. Back inside their own half now with Akanji. Which of these teams are willing to commit and take a risk if either? Who are going to commit men forward? Ball forward now from the Swiss. Nice turn on the halfway line by Abicha, but then Abicha's touch is a little bit heavy and it allows Phil Foden to win the ball back for England, back towards the edge of the penalty area for John Stones. Now Declan Rice. Rice just making his way towards the halfway line, decides to leave it for Eze. Infield to Jude Bellingham. A big half an hour needed really from Jude Bellingham for England, you feel, if they are going to advance towards a semi-final at Euro 2024 and a clash with either Turkey or the Netherlands. Whoever England do get, if they were to advance towards the semi-finals, they would be big favourites to win that semi-final, even against the Dutch, you feel. Possibly the Spanish, the only team who England would at this stage be underdogs against, you feel. Kyle Walker plays it low back to John Stones, just to the right of the centre circle, inside the centre circle with Declan Rice, as deep as ever as he has been throughout the tournament for England. Works his way towards the left-hand side and then leaves it for Luke Shaw, who's come off the bench not long before England scored, in fact, in between the two goals. There was only 5 minutes separating the Swiss goal and the England equaliser. They deserve that lead, the Swiss, but full marks to England for reacting as they did with that Bukayo Saka equaliser. Here's Cole Palmer. Of course, in extra time in the last round, they got the goal inside the first 60 seconds of extra time, the Harry Kane goal, which they then sat on and held on to. It's not happened this time. We've played almost 5 minutes of extra time. It's England 1, Switzerland 1. Cole Palmer with a little bit of space on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Leaves it for Eze. Eze clips one in. Nobody there in a white shirt. It's cleared. Declan Rice picks it up 35 yards from home. Declan Rice! Good effort by Declan Rice. Push behind for a corner. That was vintage Rice. We so seldom have seen him getting forward in this tournament. He let one fly from 30 yards, right-footed. It's curling in. And Somner with a brilliant one-handed save to push it behind for England's fourth corner of the afternoon. His Arsenal teammates already got on the score sheet this afternoon, Bukayo Saka, and, well, his fellow Gooner nearly did the same. Corner then to England down this near side. Eze to take it, right-footed. First opportunity, first big moment of extra time coming in the 5th minute of extra time. Eze plays it in, right-footed. It's not a good one, it's headed clear. There's so many red shirts back there inside that penalty area. Cushioned header though by Kyle Walker, back out towards the right side, and Bukayo Saka. Down the line is Eze. Eze just about keeps the ball in play, plays it back down the line. Here's Phil Foden. And he finds Kyle Walker, Foden and Cole Palmer both on the pitch. We didn't think that would happen maybe in this tournament. England very offensive lineup. Can they be offensive as they go down towards the dead ball line? But Luke Shaw doesn't quite get that right, and it's cleared out towards the far side. It's gone out of play, though. It will be an England throw-in. England have started the extra time, first period of extra time, the stronger. Declan Rice in field to Phil Foden, lays it off. Again, here's Bellingham. Bellingham plays it back to Declan Rice, and it's the first time ball towards Luke Shaw over on that far side. He decides to leave it though for Phil Foden. Phil Foden retreating back down the left-hand touchline, finds again Declan Rice, and then it's back inside the centre circle with Kyle Walker squared towards his left-hand side, and low ball out towards that left-hand touchline by Luke Shaw to Jude Bellingham again. Bellingham in field to Phil Foden, who's seen more of the ball as this game's developed. Very, very quiet, the Manchester City man, certainly for the first hour or so. Run down the left-hand side now by Cole Palmer. Palmer goes down. Is he going to win himself a free kick? No, he's been told to get to his feet by the referee. He did go down a little bit easily there. Long ball forward now for the Swiss, who try and catch England napping maybe, but Kyle Walker's going to tidy that one up. Go back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford with the first-time clearance inside the Swiss half. Looped over towards the far side. The Swiss just about keep the ball in play, but expensive possession because they gifted the ball back to Eze. Eze, oh, poor one there from Luke Shaw. Back towards Eze. Never was going to find the Crystal Palace man, and Switzerland have it again as they work their way over the left-hand side. Rodriguez striding forward now, in field now towards the number 20, Ibiza. Back out towards this near side again. And that one's taken a flick off an England player, but Bukayo Saka will prevent the corner, but clear down the line, straight to a red shirt again towards Rodriguez. And then there's a strong challenge coming in there from Rodriguez on Harry Kane, who was winning that ball back for England. England want... Let's have a look at a replay of this as Kane came in. Yeah, he stole the ball, Kane. He's got his foot to it, and then Rodriguez just clipped Harry Kane as the ball went away from him. And the England players wanting a yellow card for the Swiss number 13, who plies his trade in Italy with Torino. They're going to make a change here, the Swiss. 19 and 6 are the numbers that are up. So Dennis Zakaria is coming on, and he's going to replace the goal scorer, Dan Ndoye. Sorry, not the goal scorer at all. Dan Ndoye it was Brill Mbolo who got the goal. Dan Ndoye, though, is off, the Bologna man, replaced by Dennis Zakaria, who plays for Monaco in Ligue 1 in France. Switzerland have possession on the halfway line with Granit Xhaka, who's probably seen as much of the ball this afternoon as anybody. In field to Akanji. Finds Granit Xhaka once more, the Bayer Leverkusen man, just holds the ball up and then turns and plays it back to Akanji again inside for the Swiss, who've ridden the storm a little bit first few minutes of the second half. Now it's the first period, I should say, of extra time. Now it's the Swiss's opportunity. It's been a bit like that this game, really. The advantage seems to have moved from one team to another quite quickly, and then teams, either one team or the other, will have a spell of possession without really doing a great deal. There's not been a great deal of goal mouth activity in this match. There really hasn't, but we've seen 2 goals, a goal apiece, as we head towards 10 minutes here in the first period of extra time here in Dusseldorf. It's England 1, Switzerland 1, and England win the ball back deep inside their own half, and Eze can bring this ball forward. This is a good run by the Crystal Palace man, who then goes down under a challenge and wins himself a free kick just outside the centre circle. Fabian Schär says no, pleads his innocence, and the referee, Daniel Osata, the Italians, having none of it. Free kick then to the English just inside the Swiss half, to left of centre, and it's going to be taken by Kyle Walker. Referee not happy with something, just having a word with Jude Bellingham about something, but Shaw's going to take this free kick off the bench for England. First appearance in Euro 20. Luke Shaw hasn't played football since February. He's not played for his team, Manchester United. He's been injured, just coming back off of that injury. Gareth Southgate thought he was fit enough, despite not featuring for United on the run-in, to come to Germany. We did wonder whether he would just spend his whole time on the bench, but he's on. And England are level here in Dusseldorf. Here's Kyle Walker down this right-hand side. Thought about playing the long ball down the line. In the end, just turns and plays it back to Jordan Pickford. Low ball out to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham goes back to the goalkeeper again, Pickford. I did feel in the first few minutes of extra time that England were going to really go time period, but just seems to have settled back to the norm again of what we saw in the first 90 minutes. Long ball forward now for England. It's one for Harry Kane to chase. Kane will do well to pick this one up and hold it up. He's in a Swiss sandwich, and in the end, Cole Palmer helps him out, and Cole Palmer wins the ball for England. Out towards this near side. Here's Bukayo Saka. Can he make a run down this right-hand side for England? He's on the right-hand corner of the penalty area. He's got two Swiss players right in front of him. Is he going to make that dart down towards the dead ball line? No, he plays it back in field to Bellingham, who feeds Phil Foden. Foden has a shot which is blocked and cleared for the Swiss. Headed back towards the edge of the penalty area by Declan Rice. Right-hand side of the penalty area. Here's Bukayo Saka. He's the danger man. He gets the ball into the box. It's cleared towards the edge of the penalty area. It's picked up now by Jude Bellingham. He gets one bite of the cherry, two bites of the cherry, and in the end, it's just floated into the arms of the Swiss goalkeeper, Jan Sommer. Just found a little bit of space there, the Real Madrid man, inside that penalty area. His first shot was blocked by Granit Xhaka, but it fortuitously came straight back to him. And then he tried a left-footed curler, but he didn't get anything on it, and it just curled straight into the arms of the Swiss goalkeeper, Jan Sommer. And we've played nearly 12 minutes of the first period of extra time. First touch off the bench over on the far side for the latest Swiss substitute, Denis Zakaria. Plays for Monaco. Plays the ball infield to Granit Xhaka, who finds Akanji inside the centre circle. Low ball forward for the Swiss. They work it out towards the left-hand side, then back towards the halfway line again, and Xhaka square towards his right-hand side, and Akanji, a little bit of space over on the far side for the Swiss, and it's the number 3, Wittner. Wittner decides to go back towards the halfway line though. And Fabian Schär has it. Schär goes square to Freuler. Freuler looks towards his left-hand side, but just decides to play the short ball towards Granit Xhaka again. Here's Akanji stepping forward out of defence, plays that low ball out towards the far side, and Zakaria thought about the cross, decides to play it back down the line towards Fabian Schär. Everybody now bar the Swiss goalkeeper inside the England half. So we head towards half-time here in extra time. It's one apiece, as it was after the 90. England behind in the 75th minute, just as they were in the last round, of course. That dramatic equaliser this time wasn't quite so dramatic, although it did come with 10 minutes left for play, not 90 seconds of stoppage time as it did previously through Jude Bellingham. Bukayo Saka the hero this time for England. Here's Granit Xhaka, his ex-Arsenal teammate, and Bukayo Saka does really well actually. They're playing deep inside his own half to win the ball back and win himself a free kick as Zuba tries to win it back. He was just tugging on the shirt of the Arsenal man. Free kick to England just outside their own penalty. Kyle Walker has ball at feet, and Kyle Walker is being told to step forward. Is it by Jordan Pickford, who wants to take this one? He's coming out of his goal, Pickford. Is he going to take this one for England? He waves his teammates forward. It's not been this vintage performance that the fans were hoping for from England, whatever happens. And Gareth Southgate will say, well, what of it if we get through to the semi-finals of Euro 2024. Just a similar situation really to the French, who were described on social media last night as the Waitrose version of England. They really haven't clicked, have they, the French? But they're in the semi-finals, and it could be the same case for England. They haven't clicked, they haven't had a good tournament, they haven't played well yet. They could potentially be a goal or a penalty shootout away from getting through to the semi-finals, where they would be particularly huge favourites against Turkey. They would also be favourites, I think, against the Netherlands. Maybe not quite such big favourites against the Netherlands, but they still would be fancied ahead of Ronald Koeman's men, who did play particularly well in the last round against Romania. Tougher opposition tonight in the form of Turkey, but they've had quite a kind draw so far, the Dutch, as have England, who have possession midway inside their own half, with Phil Foden finds Bellingham forward towards Cole Palmer, back to Bellingham again. Bellingham really deep at the moment inside his own half, just outside the centre circle. 30 seconds of stoppage time at the end of this first period of extra time. Luke Shaw has it for England, just pokes it with the outside of the left boot in field towards Bellingham again. Back out to Shaw over on that far side. Long ball forward this time by the Manchester United man, and that's tidied up by Fabian Schär, and it goes back to the Swiss goalkeeper, Jan Sommer. Sommer bowls it out towards the left-hand side of his penalty area. We're going to have no injury time. That's half-time and extra time. It's still one apiece as it was at the end of the 90. We'll be back in a couple of minutes for the second half of extra time. Gets the ball back, the Manchester City defender, and advances towards the halfway line. He's going to drill out a ball towards the diagonally out towards this near side, and the number 3 Wertner does well as well. Picks it up and then plays it back towards the halfway line. Is it going to be safety first from these two teams? One of them is going to, whatever happens if it does go to penalties, or can one of these teams find a rabbit out of the hat in the last 15 minutes, just as Spain did, of course. Against Germany, they had to wait until the 119th minute to find a winner and prevent a penalty shootout, which would have liked it in a German victory. Of course, we know how good the Germans are at penalties, and we also know how poor both of these two teams are historically in penalty shootouts. Both losing a penalty shootout in the last Euros. That's how their last Euros ends, and for one of these teams, unless there's a goal in the next 15 minutes, it's going to be the same for one of them. Switzerland are advancing down the left-hand side, going down towards the corner flag, and it's good work from Cole Palmer and Kai Walker to win that ball back for England and clear towards the halfway line. Here's Akanji, just knocks it off towards his left-hand side, then gets the ball back again as he retreats back inside his own half. Plays it forward again now down that left-hand side. Most of the success for the Swiss come down that left-hand side. Ball forward with pace towards the edge of the penalty area. Opportunity for a cross here for the Swiss. In it comes, left-footed. It's got a lot of height on it. Eze's back there defending, and Eze does really well, takes that ball down on the chest, and he can clear this one for England. Just holds it up on the edge of his penalty area and then clips it forward down this near side. It's one for Harry Kane to chase. I don't think Harry Kane's going to get on the end of it, and I think the ball had already gone out of play, and it will be a throw-in to Switzerland down this near side. And there's a little bit of afters just down on the touchline there, as battling with the ball was Akanji and Harry Kane, and Harry Kane has just fallen into the dugout by the looks of things. Eze fell, Akanji fell over as well. He seems to be okay, but Harry Kane just slipping more than anything else in towards the dugout. In fact, he almost hit, he did hit Gareth Southgate, who came off his bench there. And Kane just complaining that he's got a potential injury to his left leg by the looks of things. Looks as if the Swiss are making a change here in the it was, but he had to be there. He stretched his leg out, his right leg, and he tapped it in from about 4 yards, and he's going to be replaced by a man who Premier League followers will know very well, Xherdan Shaqiri, who now plies his trade. This is going to be his 125th cap, of course. He's only a few behind Granit Xhaka. Plies his trade in America now for the Chicago Fire, and he replaces the goal scorer Briel Embolo of Monaco, and an ex-Liverpool player, of course, Xherdan Shaqiri. Harry Kane is off. It looked as if it was when he sort of collided with Gareth Southgate on the touchline, when he collided with Akanji. England have stolen the ball back in a dangerous position now. I'll break off a minute because Cole Palmer has the ball just outside the penalty area. He's held it up for too long, really, and he's fed Foden towards this near side, but it's allowed the Swiss to get back. They were short in numbers for a second there, the Swiss, but England couldn't capitalise. They do still have possession though. Cross comes in and it's cleared. So Harry Kane has gone off just for confirmation, and he's been replaced by Brentford's Ivan Toney for the last 10 minutes. Can Toney make a hero of himself, either by scoring a winner in the second period of extra time, or being one of the penalty takers that shoots England towards the semi-finals? Who knows? 10 minutes left for play. How risky, how brave are these two teams going to be in search of a goal that would surely be the winner? It's been such a tight game. Really has, a game of very, very few opportunities. Those two goals coming in a 10-minute period between the 75th and 80th minute in the second half. And as I mentioned at the start of the second period of extra time, just that one sight of goal really in the extra time first period. Declan Rice with a lovely effort, right-footed. A potentially dramatic winner here in the extra time. We're inside the second period of extra time though. And stat-wise, we're looking at the percentage of possession being just slightly in England's favour, and it's England with possession now. Left-hand side of the penalty, Eze tries to get the cross in, it's blocked though, and Switzerland can clear. Here's Shaqiri with his first touch, it's really well. He won himself a free kick there, but he carried on because his strength pulled him clear of the England player, but it's a poor ball forward and England win it back. Just a little bit stretched at the moment, the game. This could help. There's an England player still down though, and you wonder whether Bukayo Saka is going to put this ball out of play. It's Jude Bellingham who's down. He's continued though, and here's Cole Palmer, and Cole Palmer can't get round the Swiss defender on the edge of the penalty area, and Jude Bellingham is back on his feet by the way now, and Switzerland have possession on the halfway line, but a lovely little cameo there by Shaqiri, of course, who Liverpool fans will know very well. Just picking the ball up on the edge of his penalty area and went around a couple of England players. The disappointing thing for him and Switzerland was that his subsequent ball was poor, straight to an England player. Here's Wertner down this near side for Switzerland, plays it in field towards the latest substitute, the number 6, Denis Zakaria, plays for Monaco in France. Still with possession on the halfway line. Very patient build-up from the Swiss. It's been like that throughout this match. And whipped out towards that left-hand side. Now, they have got numbers forward here, this is Switzerland. They are committing a few forward. Here's Granit Xhaka, just outside the penalty area. Low ball towards this left-hand side. It's played across the area. Oh, my goodness, and cleared. Desperately cleared by Luke Shaw, I think it was. And that was very similar to what resulted in the Swiss goal. And it was almost a carbon copy, but this time Luke Shaw was there to clear. Loop ball out towards that far side for the Swiss. They will come again, suddenly looking dangerous again. Anyone who thought they were settling for penalties maybe can think again. The Swiss are coming down that left-hand side. Drilled cross in this time, evades everybody, but it comes out towards the right-hand side of the penalty. Oh my goodness me, and then an awful effort. Drilled well over the bar in the end by Fabian Schär, who saw the headlines, didn't he, on the back pages with that one. The cross came in, went over everybody's head, but Schär was free down this near side, and first-time shot from the right-hand side of the penalty area, drilled it on the half volley and into Rosette from the Newcastle United defender. It's England 1, Switzerland 1. We are 6 minutes away from the dreaded penalty shootout. As Jordan Pickford places this ball down, he's got all the Swiss fans behind him who were delirious when Breel Embolo gave them the lead in the 75th minute. This game was so tight that it felt like that probably could be the winning goal, but England fighting back 5 minutes later with that equaliser through Bukayo Saka, who has unquestionably been England's best player this afternoon. And they've won themselves a throw-in over on the far side. It looks to be as if England are readying a substitution. Did they have Trent Alexander-Arnold? I wonder if this is with penalties in mind, is coming on, and Phil Foden is going to be replaced for the final 5 or 6 minutes. I mean, maybe Gareth Southgate thinks that Trent Alexander-Arnold is the man to get England a goal. I mean, if they were to get a free kick possibly from 25, 30 yards out, then the Liverpool man is the man, isn't he, from those set pieces, not just those direct free kicks as well, ones that he can clip into the box. He's got a cultured left foot as the England number 8, so he's on for the last 5 minutes of the second period of extra time. England 1, Switzerland 1. England have a throw-in on the halfway line over on the far side, the England right, and it will be taken by Kyle Walker. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 changes now for England, 4 apiece actually, as England make their way back inside their own half. Here's Declan Rice. He's got Luke Shaw towards his left-hand side, and that's who he's found, the Manchester United man. Plays the ball over the halfway line towards Saka, infield to Eze. Eze back in field and inside his own half to Luke Shaw again. He plays it to Declan Rice, square towards his right-hand side, and John Stones. Pretty pedestrian from England now. Are these teams, well, they must be thinking about penalties. They must have it at the back of their mind if something happens. A little bit of genius maybe, a mistake, and possibly there could be a late dramatic winner in extra time. But when you get this close to the end of extra time, you can't help but start thinking about these kicks from 12 yards out. Eze just holding the ball up for England, midway inside the Swiss half, infield to John Stones inside the centre circle. Curl ball out towards that far side. Trent Alexander-Arnold gets his first touch off the bench on the chest, plays it back to Kyle Walker, gets the ball back again. Trent now, ball with pace towards the edge of the penalty. It's a good one as well, but Bellingham holds it up, and Trent Alexander-Arnold had continued the run. He couldn't find the Liverpool man though, and Switzerland can clear through Shaqiri. There's the ball down the line. Can it be kept in play? It can be kept in play. Well kept in play by the Swiss. Drill ball out towards this near side. Here comes Jordan Pickford. Pickford is retreating. Swiss have the ball on the right side of the penalty area. Good recovery stuff by Bukayo Saka as Wertner tried to get the ball, Widmer I should say, trying to get the ball into the box. It will be a corner though for Switzerland, and this will be their third of the afternoon. brilliant recovery play by Bukayo Saka. He's been good going forward, but he's also done the dirty work for England this afternoon. He's been expected to as well in the position that he was asked to play. And Switzerland have a corner in it. It is the number 23, Xherdan Shaqiri. He's going to take this one. The biggest calves in football, he was once referred to as. And the Swiss fans behind that goal have got a good view of those calves now as Shaqiri plays in this corner and, well, goodness me, pushed clear by virtually on the goal line by Jordan Pickford. There's a Swiss player down inside the penalty area. Game continues and Switzerland have possession over on the far side. England, though, clear, long towards the halfway line. Can Eze control this one out of the sky? No, he can't. It's gone out of play. It will be a throw-in, will it, to Switzerland. Free kick now as Luke Shaw brings down the Swiss player. It was Shaqiri again. Let's look at this corner again. Just looking at the replay of it. It may have hit the frame of the goal, actually. It did. It actually hit the frame of the goal. I thought Pickford had pushed it clear, but I tell you what, if that's a yard inside, that's a goal direct from the corner from Shaqiri. Not sure that was what he was planning. These must be substitutions for the Swiss with penalties in mind, surely. 25 and 16 are the two that are coming on. 20's coming off, so Abitsch's off. On is coming Mohamed Amdouni. On comes the number 16, Vincent Sierro. And who's the other player coming off? So off comes the number 8, Remo Freuler. We've got 2 minutes. We might have possibly a minute of stoppage time at the end of the 120. We may well be heading towards the dreaded penalty shootout. Switzerland have a free kick inside their own half, which Fabian Schär has taken. He finds Akanji towards his left-hand side. The Swiss come forward. Are we going to see a dramatic late extra time goal to take one of these two teams through to the semi-finals of Euro 2024, as we did in that game between Spain and Germany just yesterday? Of course, we didn't see one between Portugal and France. We didn't see much at all, did we, between Portugal and France? It really was a disappointing fixture, that one. This one has been better than that, but it's not been great, truth be told. Here comes Switzerland. Ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in, saved by Pickford, pushed clear two-handed. It was fairly comfortable as far as the height goes for Pickford, but it was a decent effort. Switzerland will come again down this left-hand side. They haven't given this one up. Ball comes into the box, headed clear, and then volleyed over the bar. And Wiedmer it was with the second opportunity, just stretching, couldn't control it, volleyed it well over the bar, but it was the first opportunity that the Swiss had. Just a little bit of space on the edge of the penalty area, and the shot came in. I think it was Granit Xhaka with the effort. It was fairly comfortable for Pickford in the end. No, it wasn't Xhaka at all. It was the number 25, the substitute, Mohamed Amdouni. In fact, that was his first touch off the bench. How dramatic would that have been if that had found the back of the net? Pickford was alert. He should have been alert. He shouldn't have been beaten from there. It was a decent effort, but it was nice height for the keeper, and it was fairly central. He pushed it clear. Jordan Pickford got it out of harm's way. Long ball forward now for Switzerland. 30 seconds of the 120 left, and John Stones just cushions a header back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford is going to play this one long. Is there one last opportunity? I think we might just have 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of the 30 minutes that we've had of stoppage time. Header clear for the Swiss towards the halfway line. Declan Rice volleys it out towards the far side. We're inside stoppage time. We do indeed have 1 minute. We've got 60 seconds. We're 60 seconds away from the second of the 3 Euro 2024 quarterfinals going to penalties. We've already seen the French beat the Portuguese. Are we now going to see England and Switzerland play, or will England get a last gasp goal? In comes across towards the far post. It's headed clear though and out towards the far side by the Swiss. It'll be retrieved though by Kyle Walker. Holds the ball up to Trent Alexander-Arnold. His first touch isn't great. He does manage to work its way out towards Kyle Walker. Can he get the cross in? It's not a great one by Kyle Walker, and it's volleyed clear by the Swiss. Declan Rice is underneath it. Cushioned headed down towards this near side. 20 seconds of stoppage time left. Bukayo Saka tries to get the shot in, but it just hits in the end. The Swiss player Zakaria comes back to Bukayo Saka though. Here's Eze. Eze plays it back towards the halfway, and England back inside their own half now. We've got 10 seconds left. John Stones is going to drill this one long towards Ivan Toney, and it's going to go behind. Is it for a goal kick? No, the Swiss have kept the ball in play, and the Swiss can clear it. And I think that may well be that. We are heading to a dramatic penalty shootout, and one of these teams is going to lose at the Euros for 2 successive Euros on penalties, because Switzerland competition ended in Euro 2020 in the quarter-final stage, a defeat to Spain, and England lost the final of course. the early advantage here in Dust.